Hi, everybody. How you doing? Uncle Bruce here from Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to May the 5th, 2021. Uh, Another lovely day here in Creston. Going to be into the 60s. We love that.
5th,
We're hoping for the
2020.
best. Maybe we can reach the 70s. I think tomorrow, maybe mid 70s. I don't know what to do with myself. Unbelievable. Welcome, one, welcome all to Stock Markets with Bruce live stock market coverage in plain English. That's what we're trying to do here. Trying to keep it simple. Trying to stay on top of this complicated world in a simple way. Not to give you too much of the gobbledygook if I can avoid it, as I don't want to outcompete the gobbledygookers out there. I leave the gobbledygook talk to everybody else, and I'm just going to try to tell you what the heck is going on in some kind of a plain English way so that you can honestly say, you know what, I get it now. Now that's what that means. Okay. I was reading an article just a few minutes ago as I'm getting ready for this telecast. And I'll tell you, I'm up at 3 in the morning usually, and at by about 3:45, I've got my coffee going, got my latte that I make here at home, got it going, and from then until now, just like seconds before I go on the air, I'm gobbling up any kind of information I can to regurgitate it and hand it over to you guys in a plain English format. And boy, I'll tell you, that is a challenge at 4 in the morning, but I love it. And so I was just reading an article about GameStop because I'm always looking for information on GameStop to kind of give you the latest, anything I can give you to kind of have you something to give you something to think about and wonder about, and ponder, any kind of inside edge, what's happening or anything like that, of course. And came up with a couple of things today which look pretty good. But the first one, I was just reading about an article that I guess this came out yesterday, and the headline is Bill and Melinda Gates' divorce was a predictable market phenomena and bullish for GameStop. Allow us to explain. And I'm thinking, how in the world can it be that if Bill and Melinda Gates are divorcing, how can that be bullish for GameStop? I mean, what I wonder what's going on. And it says here that the announcement of Bill and Melinda Gates are divorcing caught the whole world by surprise. But by Monday evening, members of the Reddit GameStop board, Reddit board r/GameStop, had unearthed an almost 2-month-old post by user JoBom3, JoBom3, tying a spike in borrowed GameStop shares to the likelihood that billionaire hedge funders and their wealthy investors were increasing their short positions as part of a plan to prepare for their impending divorces. Now, there's a stretch. I mean, everyone is entitled to their speculations and opinions. Apparently, well, I should clarify that everybody's entitled to speculate and figure out what's going on, unless you're talking about AMC. Then you're not allowed to have an opinion. All right, let me just want to clarify that, because around here you can't talk about AMC in any way, shape, or form because you're obviously a shill. All right, let's go back. On the morning of March 11th, a Reddit post pointed out that there were more than 1 million GameStop shares that had been borrowed in pre-market action, a signal that pro GameStop Redditors interpreted as a signal of a new skirmish in the ongoing conflict between hedge funds trying to short GameStop into oblivion and regular Joe investors hell-bent on proving that the video game retailer is fundamentally undervalued and should not be killed off by wealthy Wall Street traders playing a rigged game. Now, there's a comment. You could substitute AMC for this, but anyway, this is a GameStop story. Another 1 million shares borrowed from ETFs in pre-market, blared a Reddit post headline that morning with a screenshot appearing to show the availability of GameStop shares from ETFs exposed to the stocks. Minutes later, Joe Bomb 3 piped up with this story. I think they're just buying time to secure their personal assets, read the comment. moving them to offshore, or divorce their wives and put their money in their name. Tricks like that, at least that's what I would do. While the comment did not receive much attention on March 11th, it blew up late Monday after news of the Gates split dropped, and users clamored to give Joe Bob 3 credit for seeing the bombshell coming. I still don't understand how this moves up the market. I don't kind of get it. I'm kind of wondering if I'm trying to interpret this in plain English, so bear with me, kids, because this is complicated. But I guess I'm trying to figure out maybe if Gates and anyone else out there has to realign their investments for their pending split. And even if it's amicable, I mean, if it's an amicable split, it doesn't have to be acrimonious. You're going to need, when you have a billionaire, multi-billion, one of the richest people in the world, there's a lot of realigning that needs to be done. How about that? And I can imagine that assets will be shifted from one account to another, or from one, maybe assets from a hedge fund will be withdrawn or will be transferred, or oh my gosh. And I'm wondering, okay, maybe what we have here is, are there possibly some hedge funds out there short a lot of GameStop stock using collateral to carry the short position? And the collateral is obviously funds under administration by said hedge fund, or funds in plural. And now if we have billions and billions of dollars in assets being shifted here and there and here and there, and some assets come out of some hedge funds that are short GameStop and are shifted elsewhere, that could mean that marginability power, or the borrowing power of that hedge fund, has been dropped dramatically. And maybe, again, I'm going third level, fourth level, fifth level. There are firms out there, brokerage firms out there, investment banker firms, saying to some of these hedge funds, you got to pare down your positions, because on your over leveraged positions, you got to pare them back because you're overexposed due to the fact that you've shifted out assets you didn't replace with new assets. And I'm wondering, is that it? Is that possibly what we're talking about here? I really don't know. And so could it possibly be that there's a couple of hedge funds out there who are finding themselves in a position where they either have to raise more cash, sell other assets, or pare down positions to meet margin requirements? And could one of those dozens of positions, could one of them be GameStop? There's the question. Now, if they're ahead on the GameStop stock position, if they're actually in the money, they shorted GameStop at 200 a share, 250 a share on the last run up, and they're now sitting here at 162.37 in the pre-market. Could they be buyers here to just lock in their profit? And every share they buy back, they free up a couple of $100 in margin capital. So theoretically, if they buy back 1 million shares using this crazy number of 1 million, and again, this could be over 15 different funds, it's $162 million of buying back if it's all done at this price, and you freed up $250 million or $300 million in capital that you can move around elsewhere. I mean, I don't know, guys. This one has got me wondering, geez, that's a little far-fetched to jump on. But that was yesterday. That article came out yesterday. And of course, you know what happened yesterday with GameStop. It had a terrible day yesterday. The shares were down right off the bat yesterday morning. We were sitting at 174 on the opening, and within about 20 minutes, we were at 174.50. And then in about in an hour or two, we went from 174 to 162, back up to 165, down to 159. And then we went down to, in the midday, we went down to, what was it? We started yesterday, what was that? 156, went up to 158. Then we went down to 153. And then we climbed out of it yesterday, climbed out of it at 161. And we were only down $1 or something like that. What a crazy day yesterday. And of course, the market was a silly day yesterday too. Anyway, what can I say? I got to wonder, gee, well, how's this going to play out? Um, okay, I have another story for you. Again, Bruce in plain English doing his best. You see how I'm struggling? I'm doing the best I can to explain to you in plain English what's going on. First of all, quick headline: U.S. economy added 742,000 private sector jobs in April, according to ADP. And U.S. stock futures are pointing for an upward trajectory. We got the Dow up right now, 69 points on the pre-market, 15-point gain on S&P, 84-point gain on NASDAQ. All right, back to GameStop. There was an article that came out this morning that I found interesting. It's on the Motley Fool site, and its headline is two top turnaround stocks to buy now. These two battered stocks have reignited investors' passion over the past year. Can their momentum last? We're talking about the two companies. GameStop is the first one, and the second one is Bausch Health Companies is the second one. And the first thing that the author did, and the name of the author is Xuan Sun, mentioned that video game retailer GameStop and biopharma Bausch Health companies are two companies that have realigned themselves on the path to growth after staying away for too long. Shares of two companies are up 2,790% and 82% respectively over the last 12 months. What's more, both companies have attracted substantial institutional interest. Ryan Cohen, the former co-founder of Chewy, is looking to personally steer GameStop's turnaround after acquiring a 13% stake in the company. Meanwhile, billionaire hedge fund manager Carl Icahn recently purchased 7.8% of Bausch Health shares outstanding. Here's how the two businesses could preserve going forward. Okay, now I'm just going to concentrate on GameStop right here. GameStop, it says, it was obvious from the beginning what the iconic video game retailer needed for a comeback: close unprofitable stores, invest in e-commerce, and overhaul its outdated customer services. The problem was that nobody believed in its potential. Leaders throughout the company, lenders thought the company was on the brink of extinction and stayed well away from it. Due to intense short selling activities, its share price also remained low enough to make equity financing impossible. That all changed after a legendary short squeeze sent its stock soaring. Thanks to the boost from retail traders, GameStop raised $551 million in much needed cash by selling just 3.5 million shares, about 4% of the company. A year ago, it would have only fetched 13.2 million by selling the same amount of shares. So from 13.2 million to 551 million, thank you for the stock move. Now, that's just me adding a little comment there. With the cash boost, it was able to eliminate its long-term debt. Now GameStop is capitalized for growth. Last year, the company's e-commerce segment improved by a stunning 191% year over year. Online sales of its consoles, accessories, toys, video games, and collectibles now account for over 30% of its total $5.09 billion in revenue. Now, I'm going to add a point here. That $5.09 billion in revenue is officially last year's annual report sales for the 4 quarters. That, of course, includes the entire year of a pandemic. The year before, the sales were $6 billion. The year before that, they were $8. We now know that the last quarter of the last year, they had over 2.1 billion in sales roughly, and we're told and we're indicating and we're getting the impression that the first quarter of this year is close to 2 billion as well. And so in effect, in the last 6 months, the company is pushing over 4 billion in sales, or around 4 billion in revenue, compared to 5 billion for the whole year last year. So if in the last 6 months they're now pushing 4, the next 6 months, if they push another 3 or 4, guess what? 7-8 billion in gross sales, higher than last year, higher than the year before that, and there will be a lot of reevaluations going on. All right, Matt, back to this comment. The last sentence on this article, and this one caught my eye big time. The best part about GameStop is its valuation. Despite an impressive run-up, the stock is trading for only 2.26 times its revenue. Retail stocks typically trade between 0.8 and 4.5 times sales, depending on their e-commerce exposure. So there's definitely room to make money if it completes its digital transformation. All right. So taking that article and taking that comment, here's what I've come up with in my, here's where my brain is going. Plain English, okay? We're back to plain English. Hang in there with me. So I was thinking, all right. So the company's trading at 2.2 times sales based on last year's full year of about $5 billion. The market cap of the company is $11.4 billion. That's the 2.2. 2.26 times sales equals 11.4 billion in market cap. That's what we're seeing here. And there's $162 a share. I'm thinking, okay, well, what if this year they hit 8 billion in sales and it's just 2.2 times earnings, 2.2 times sales is the same factor to be used, but it's an $8 billion number. Now what do we got? Well, what we have is about a $17 billion market cap, $17.5 billion market cap. So that would be about 6 billion more than half, 50% more. So that would put the stock at 240, 250, just if the sales go to 8 billion. But then I thought, yeah, but hold on a second. If they do have 8 billion in sales this coming year, we're in the first quarter now. We got 3 quarters to go. But let's say it's 8 billion for the year. And e-commerce is accounting for 35 to 40%, maybe 45% of all sales. Because remember that distribution center is being built in York, Pennsylvania. That's a 700,000 square foot fulfillment center. We know they're going e-commerce. All right. So let's say they get to 45% e-commerce and they reach 8 billion in total sales. The good news is, and the reality is, that they'll have beaten last year's 5-odd billion in sales. They beat the year before, which was 6-something billion, and they'll have probably matched the year before that, which was the 8 billion neighborhood. And 2 or 3 years prior to that, it was also in the $8 billion neighborhood. If this company actually pushes 8.5 to 9 billion, they actually can push it to that level with all the new merchandise they're offering now on their websites. I kind of wonder, that would be the best sales number maybe in 5 or 6 years. That could be the best gross sales number of GameStop since like 2015, when the stock used to be $40 a share, way back when it started to get shorted. Okay. The second point I'm going to make is, all right, it's trading at 2.2 times sales now. I'm wondering, well, will it trade at a higher level than that because of the growth of the numbers? Because obviously, when you have momentum on the upside, everything starts to improve. Your PE multiples get higher. Your forecasts start coming in. You start kind of buying into next year's earnings and the year after earnings, because the thinking's got to be, well, hey, they did 5 billion in sales last year during a pandemic. They're doing 8 to 9 billion in sales now coming out of a pandemic, and they're completely changed the company to e-commerce, building the fulfillment center, bringing in all these e-commerce people. Could they do 10 to 11 billion in sales 2 years from now, like next year for 2022, 23? If that's the case, the stock will not trade at 2.2 times sales. It'll trade at maybe 3.5 sales or 4% of sales, 4 times sales. And so I got me thinking, all right, well, if it's going to trade at, say, 3 times sales, and this year is, again, just this coming year, it's going to do 9 billion at 3 times sales. That's a $27 billion market cap. A $27 billion market cap is 2.5 times what we have now, because we're 11. It's at 11 right now. So that would put the stock at 2.5 times its current value, right? So 2 times is 320, and half of 60 is 160 is 80 more. That's a $400 stock. So could that put the stock at 400 a share later this year, based on the sales of this year, based on its sales growth of this year? And going forward into next year, if the company estimates that they think they can do 10 to 11 billion in sales then, and the shares, the company could trade at 3 to 4 times sales, because again, momentum is building. Would that mean maybe at 4 times sales, at 11 billion in sales, that's $44 billion market cap? That's quadruple where the stock is now. So $640 a share. So could it be a $400-something stock this year and a $650 stock next year, based on just sales and momentum no short squeeze, no quantum squeeze, no miracle buy-in thing and hedge fund realignments. And I'm just talking hardcore numbers of what are they capable of doing. Because if the company says this year that they're going to do 40%, 45% of e-commerce for this year, 2021, and for 2022, they believe they're going to have e-commerce at 50 to 55 or 60%, because again, stores will close out, e-commerce will be rising, and the numbers come in at 8, 9, 10 billion in gross sales, lower expenses, of course, not as many rents to pay and all that. The street could say, oh yeah, this thing should trade at 3 times sales, or maybe 4 times sales. Again, the average is up to 4.5. I haven't even gone up to that level. If it went to 4.5 in sales, 4.5 times sales, and it was 11 billion, we were talking now about a $50 billion company, 50 billion market cap company. That would give you a $700 stock, roughly, give or take 20, 30 bucks each side of that. So, okay, all right. And then I keep coming back to Chewy. I just go back to Chewy all the time. And I go, well, Ryan Cohen founded Chewy. And it was a direct competitor to Amazon in the pet food business and pet supply business. And it's US only. It's a smaller company. They don't have 10 billion in sales. I mean, there's 7 or 8 billion now is kind of where they're headed. GameStop is going to equal that number or outgrow them. They're going to have more in sales than Chewy will, and GameStop will be rapidly doing most of that business eventually in e-commerce, and a minority of their sales in retail as they really step it up. Chewy right now is trading at $30-something billion in value at market cap. So we have a scenario here where GameStop has a lot of catching up to do, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, as of last night, $33.5 billion was the market cap of Chewy. And last night, the market cap of GameStop was $11 billion, 1/3. So GameStop is at 33 cents on the dollar compared to Chewy on a market cap comparison. So the shares of GameStop should be right now $486 a share to be equal to what Chewy is worth, according to the market. The market is placing a value of Chewy equal to $486 a share on GameStop stock. And so that's where we're at there. Then you have this article here with these kinds of projections. Then you have this other stuff about Melinda Gates divorcing and hedge funds going. And then there's one other thing. I'll mention this one, and I have to thank one of my viewers. He sent me an email today. Appreciate it. Casey Wilson. Thanks, Casey, for sending me an email today. Sent me a link to a Reddit posting that was done. And the link had to do with... the post had to do with the fact that the SEC is notifying investment bankers that they are going to change the eligibility. I'm trying to find the right word in plain English. They're basically trying to say to these guys, look, the kind of bonds and the kind of financial instruments that you are using to be able to carry your stock positions on margin, the kind of assets you're accepting from your clients to carry positions, long positions on margin, short positions on margin. We're going to change. We want to change the eligibility and the criteria so that we're going to raise the bar on what kind of assets are allowable by investment banks to accept as collateral for margin positions. I've tried to make that as simple as humanly possible for all of you out there, and for myself, just to understand it. And I guess what this means is, in a roundabout way, I guess what we're talking about is it is possible that because of the frothiness of the markets, the fact that the Dow, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and others are at their all-time highs or awful darn close to their all-time highs. There are a number of shares out there that are pretty frothy. We've heard that term being used lately, frothy. pouring beer out of a spigot and all that foam is coming out there. Too much foam right now on top of the beer. The glass is full looking, but it's only got half of it is beer. The other half is the foam, the froth. And after a few minutes, when you let the beer just stand there on the counter, the froth kind of dissipates and then you can top up the beer again. The markets are like that right now. As far as the SEC is concerned, in certain cases, and we know this, you listening to me all the time, you know how frothy this market is. There are shares out there trading at ridiculous PE multiples. All right. The question I have and the wonder I've got on this is, well, there's a whole bunch of mid-size hedge funds. I'm not talking about the big boys. Forget the biggest hedge funds in the world. Forget these guys. I'm talking about the mid-size and the smaller sized hedge funds out there. They're the ones that are most aggressive, usually. They're the ones who are usually the ones who are borrowing heavily to do more business, because at the end of the day, bills are paid with dollars and dollars are made from returns. And if you've got $1 billion under administration or you've got 10 billion under administration, there's a difference. If you need to make 10 million a year in profit to cover your office expenses, or 20 million a year in profit, from $1 billion, that's so much performance. From 10 billion, you need 1/10 the performance to make just as much money, because it's 10 times the size you're dealing with. All right. So if you've got a smaller hedge fund with maybe 300 million in assets and you're borrowing $1 billion against it, you're running 1.3 billion in assets under administration. You're trying to pull out, these numbers to pay off the bills, cover the overheads, and then have the partners make money with investors and everybody else. So you're under stress to deliver, and you're leveraged everywhere you can to get the best performance you can possibly get, no matter how it is you work it. And if you're doing something like I've talked to you about, something as simple as you borrow money at 2% from over here, and you turn around and use that money to buy IBM stock over here, which gives you a 4.5% yield on your money, you make a 2.5% gain on the cost of the money versus what you're getting for your money. As long as the stock stays even, you're okay. And what you'll do as a holder of the stock is you'll write call options against the stock to bring in additional income to lower your cost and build your yield. And maybe you can, on an annual basis, you can pull out 8 or 10% total yield from your IBM position, which costs you 2.5% to get the money in the first place. And as a hedge fund or as an investor, you're making some money. Now, if you're doing this with $1,000, you can't retire on it. You can't live on it. But if you're doing it with a couple of million, or you're doing it with 15 million or $100 million, there are profits in them there, Hills, using this kind of a strategy. And this is conservative stuff. But what if you've got a mutual fund, or a hedge fund, I should say? What if you got a hedge fund out there that's got $500 million in equity, cash, and they borrowed, they found a way to leverage and get their hands on another $1 billion or $2 billion, and they're into shorting stock. And one of them is GameStop. There are thousands of hedge funds out there, and there are dozens that are short GameStop. If they've been using collateral with their investment bankers, that now is no longer eligible to be borrowed against. The firms, the bankers are going to say to these hedge fund clients and others, you got to reduce your exposure, because I can't accept this collateral anymore as qualified collateral. That's the SEC tightening the rules on margin. And it's beginning to happen. And there's all kinds of derivatives out there that have been used as collateral. There's all kinds of collateralized debt obligations and everything else that have been used. It reminds me of 2008, the housing crash. There's all kinds of financial instruments out there that have been invented since 1993, since deregulation was allowed. And they're floating around all over the place. And in some cases, there are hedge funds who've been able to literally accept these instruments as deposits into their hedge fund. And they're turning around and just using those instruments as leverage with investment bankers to play the market, to buy and sell, short, go long, write options, buy options, you name it. And it is possible that there could be a 1% squeeze on these kinds of investments. Maybe $100 billion of this stuff is going to be denied credit. Maybe $1 billion of it is denied. I don't know how many dollars we're talking about. I don't know how substantial this is. But any kind of a pullback like that, any kind of a realignment of an asset's perceived credit worthiness from the SEC is final and is devastating. And we're talking about the possibility of, let's say, $100 billion of assets are no longer eligible to be used as collateral. We could be talking about $1 trillion of investments against that 100 billion as 10-to-1 leverage that now has to be unwound. This is what people are worried about in the big picture of things in New York and in Frankfurt and in Tokyo and in Shanghai and in Hong Kong. You have to understand that that the amount of leverage that is being utilized by some of these firms is unthinkable leverage. As you may recall, in the last month or so, when Archegos, that little obscure family hedge fund outfit that blew up, we heard all about it. Credit Suisse lost a bunch of money. Nomura got caught with their pants down. JP Morgan got out just in time. And Goldman Sachs apparently didn't lose any money. All this stuff. These guys apparently had $3 billion in actual assets, and they were able to leverage it to $120 billion. It was a 40-to-1 leverage by a family-run hedge fund that was not, it did not have to report to the SEC because they're not in the United States. And yet they were able to borrow money globally from all over the place, including US bankers, to leverage themselves up to $120 billion with only $4 billion in assets. That is the alleged number that I'm getting, and I keep hearing it. And the losses were $30 billion at least. $30 billion in losses that banks ate on this deal and will not get back, I don't believe. I gotta wonder if the SEC is sitting back there going, "Oh, wait a minute, holy moly macaroni! We're not gonna. This is no way. This is ridiculous. What kind of assets are these guys using? All these guys. What are all these guys? Not just those people, but I mean all the hedge funds out there. What kind of assets are they using, and what kind of assets are investment bankers accepting to leverage up their firms for their clients with?" And how much of this cash do they owe the Federal Reserve? Like they're pulling Federal Reserve money from the U.S. Treasury, because again, the U.S. Treasury is just putting money out there. How much of this money is over leveraged with all kinds of the shaky stuff going on? And we've got to start cutting back here. And we'll start with little snippets here and there. We'll start kind of working on the periphery here on the outside, and we'll solidify and try to deleverage this thing while the getting is good, because the market is high, strong, liquid, but we don't want it to be as frothy as it is. And I kind of wonder about the fact that, is it possible that one of the first areas that will be hauled back in, that will be reined in, would be aggressive short positions that have unlimited loss potential if a stock goes up in value on a squeeze? You want to stop that one first. That's the first place you attack. The more leverage and the more exposure that could be limitless is where you want to move in first, and then kind of move from there and back it out. And is it possible that the SEC has looked at the numbers and realized, oh my God, looking at our reports here as to who is the most over-leveraged stock, what is the most over-leveraged public company with regards to how many shares are outstanding versus how many shares are actually trading and are not delivered and are shorted and are artificially shorted and gamma squeeze shorted. And let's look at the top 50 of those. Who's at the top of the list, do you think? Or certainly in the top 5 percentile or 2 percentile? I would say GameStop is right in there. This whole thing that we ran through in January, when there were 70 million shares short with only 70 million outstanding, that has changed officially, where there's 73 million out now because they just raised $500 something million by selling 3.5 shares to the market. So there's 73.5 million outstanding. And there's 11 or something million shares technically short. 11.1 are officially shorted, according to the New York Stock Exchange. But if you look at the failure to deliver today versus the failure to deliver back in January or last December, I bet you'll find a difference. You might find 50 million more or many more than that haven't been delivered. You might find that there's a whole bunch of other entities out there that have IOUs everywhere, and there could be derivatives all over the place, which again are unregulated. Derivatives, off-market derivatives are unregulated. You do not need to report. But there's ways to find out who's doing what, because the SEC and the Treasury and the Fed, they can investigate their bankers, all these bankers' books, and figure out who's doing what kind of lending for what kind of assets. And you gotta wonder if GameStop actually has almost 200 million shares out there that shouldn't be out there to justify why all the buying that comes in on this stock all the time, not lately, it's been quiet lately, but when this thing trades 30 million in a day or 50 million in a day, it only moves $4 or $5. It can move 50, we know that, but there are days where you get heavy volume and it doesn't move very much. How can that be? I mean, that's like 3/4 of the float. How can 3/4 of the float trade in one day and the stock doesn't move? Well, that means the answer is that the float's much larger than the official float that we've been told there is. That has to be it. That's the only way to go by it. So I'm wondering if the SEC has decided, okay, we're going to start pulling in the margin game by denying firms the ability to lend against certain assets. And these derivatives is the first place we're going to start. Some of these complicated financial instruments is an area where we're going to shut this down. And I come back to this. What if it's a 30 to 40 to 1 thing? What if $10 billion of assets are no longer allowed to be borrowed against, but those 10 billion in assets are actually $3 trillion of market action? Or is it 300 billion? Like I'm thinking 30 to 1 is 10 billion is 300 billion, right? But if it's 100 billion, it's 3 trillion. What's the number? I don't know what the number is. I don't know if it's $1 billion of crappy paper, 10 billion of crappy paper, 100 billion of crappy paper. There's paper on paper on paper that is being derivated out there. And if all of it is no longer allowed, we could be talking about an unwinding scenario here that will take place shortly, or is happening as we speak. I don't know. That is trillions in dollars of size. And that means that you immediately, as an investment banker, you start pulling in the exposed bets, the heavily exposed bets first, the ones that can cost you the most if it goes the wrong direction. And we have talked about this a zillion times, that if there are 10 million followers of GameStop or 20 million followers of GameStop around the world, and there are probably 100 million investors and maybe 200 million investors who know all about GameStop or follow it kind of, or heard a lot about it lately, who may have dabbled in it a little bit here and there. You get 10 or 20 million investors trying to buy up some GameStop on the whiff, just that there could be another short squeeze of epic proportions, because the SEC is going to clamp down on marginability requirements for these outlying, heavily leveraged funds. That kind of buying coming into GameStop, where the shorters can't short anymore. They can't short it because they can't borrow money to short it. They don't have assets anymore, and they actually have to unwind their positions, which means they're buyers too. You get buyers on top of those buyers in a hurry. This stock is out of here. And I'm talking about fundamentally trading at 3 times sales. If their sales are going to be 8 to 10 billion in the next 18 months on an annual basis, the stock's going to be a $40 billion company anyway, market cap, which puts the stock at 500 a share, 450, 550, 600 a share anyway. So, going to 3, 4, 500 is actually justifiable. kind of makes you wonder, just when is this going to happen? What is the trigger point? Is this it? Is this going to be the trigger point? When does when will it be that we will be talking to each other here in the morning in a plain English kind of way, and we'll say to each other, "Hey, did you hear about the story from CNBC about how Goldman Sachs has just called in 500 billion in margin? Or did you hear about what Fidelity just did? Or did you hear about JP Morgan? Or did you hear about Wedbush? Or all these different investment banking firms all over the street?" And then there's London, there's Shanghai, Frankfurt, Hong Kong, every financial center in the world, all the investment bankers in all jurisdictions will know if the Americans are pulling the rug out from underneath a whole bunch of speculators, they will go right along with it. They won't wait for their own country to make a ruling. The Germans aren't waiting for the Berlin government to say, we think you should start pulling back your investment banking experience. They will be ahead of the SEC. They will go with whatever the SEC says. They don't have to worry about their own domestic SEC, the German SEC coming after them. They'll already be a long way out of this deal. And I wonder about how many trillions of dollars will be pulled from the frothiness of this market in a real hurry, and the most over-leveraged positions will be the ones. And there will be stocks that will go down, yes, because there are over-leveraged companies that are over-margined on the upside. But then there's the GameStops of the world that are over-leveraged on the downside. Now, could this happen to AMC? Could AMC get put into this vortex where the shares of AMC will be also forced? There'll be forced purchases made where shorters and speculators against AMC will now have to buy back AMC stock to force them out of these speculative positions. This is what I'm kind of wondering about as well. What about BlackBerry? What about Bed Bath and Beyond? All the meme stocks, I guess, is what I'm talking about. What if all of the meme stocks are all of a sudden caught in this vortex of marginability? And the reality is, as Wall Street Bets has been saying, and the Reddit crowd has been saying for months and months and months, all these stocks are overshorted. They're all artificially overshorted. They're all technically way out of whack. There are so many more shares trading out there that shouldn't be trading out there. When the end comes, when the adjustment comes, when the day comes that these entities have to be brought in, watch out on these shares are held. Remember, GameStop shares, how many are held by retail investors? My hunch is 100 million. That, of course, is impossible. How can there be 100 million shares of GameStop held by retail investors when there's only 73.5 million shares in existence, and we know that there's 100+ million held by institutional traders? How can the retail investors have 100 million GameStop if the mutual funds and pension funds and hedge funds and index funds and ETFs have over 100 million GameStop? How can Well, we now know. And the same with AMC is possible. It's possible, maybe not to the same degree. It's possible that Bed Bath & Beyond is in the same boat. It's possible that BlackBerry is in the same boat. Good news for shareholders of all these companies. Tremendous news. The higher these markets go, the Dow Jones Industrial Index, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, the higher that these indexes go, and the higher shares trade for on higher multiples and higher expectations, the more cash that keeps coming into this market, because you can't get a dime out of a bank if you have a savings account. You can't get any money out of these guys. Investors are being forced into the markets to find yield. You can't find yield in the bond market. There's bond money going into this market as well. But there are those out there, and it's not the retail investors that are doing this. Some retail investors use margin, but it's not that much. The margin problem is not retail investors, all right? The margin problem, it is definitely from large institutional investors. And coming back to this Archegos thing, this Archegos nightmare that was supposed to be a one-off and it's no big deal. It was just a an anomaly. It was a rogue kind of guy who had wire fraud issues and blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy was able to pull off the deal of deals where he took 3 or 4 billion of his own dough and turned into a $120 billion position globally. And every bank in the world was saying, you want to borrow money from us? You want to borrow money from us? No problem. We'd love to lend you money. How many more are there that aren't maybe 40 to 1, but they're 15 to 1, 20 to 1, 25 to 1 leverage? And the assets being used are derivative type assets that the investment bankers were just going, oh yeah, we'll take that paper. It's AAA rated. Yeah, no problem. Just like in 2008, all that AAA rated mortgage-backed security stuff, all those derivative documents out there, hundreds of billions of dollars of paper that was worthless was being allowed to be used through every banking institution around the world as collateral to play the game and keep it going. And I wonder now, are we into this all over again in just in a new way, in a new format, in a new style? And the markets are not yet aware of just what is about to happen on the overfrothed stocks and overfrothed assets. Inflation, by the way, I'll bring this up as a little add-on. Inflation is being talked about more and more every day now. You're hearing it all over the place. You're saying to yourself, hey, my groceries are more expensive, and this is more expensive. This is getting more expensive. Housing prices, lumber. We all know, in various parts of the economy that we're exposed to, we're seeing inflation, all right? The hope is that we see wage inflation coming our way, but nonetheless, inflation is ruling the roost. I'm wondering about if governments are hoping and market players are hoping that inflation will help them get out of the over-leveraged situation. I'm wondering about why is it that Apple came out with an announcement last week with their earnings. They came out with record results. The best results Apple's ever had. The best results they've ever had. 40% gain in profits, and the stock went down. And I'm just kind of wondering, I was saying this yesterday and the day before yesterday. Well, you know what it is? The earnings are catching up to the stocks. In the case of Apple, the stock was trading at 35 times earnings, 37 times earnings just like a month ago. And now, hey, good news. Apple is trading at 127.85 last night at the close, and it's 28.7 times PE multiples instead of a PE multiple of 35 to 39. This is a lot more normal. This is a lot more reasonable, and maybe the stock should be at 128 a share, even with the 40% increase in profits. But that rings a fire alarm in my head when I hear myself talking like this, because I go, wait a minute, whoa. The company had to increase their earnings by 40% to justify the stock price where the stock was, and it's not at its all-time high. It's not at its year high. It's down from its year high. The high for the year was 145, and it went from the 130 something down to the 128 level, and that now is where it should be. Even after a 45% gain, I can tell you right now, not every company out there is able to add 45% to their profits in the last 3 months. I mean, that's not everybody. That's just a handful of companies that are doing this. I am noticing, I will say, this morning, GM announced some really nice profits. We know Google had a nice profit picture. We had Facebook, Amazon. They all did it, didn't they? But their stocks have not gone up by 50% in the last couple of days. They're up a little bit here and there, but all in all, they're not going to the moon. Why? Because they've already gone to the moon. They've already done it. The shares ran up all last year and all this year already to this level, and they're now only worth this level of value of return. And so for new investors coming in, you got to search for deals. You got to search for potential. And that means you go to the secondary level of stocks and the third level of stocks and so on. And then you get more aggressive because you need a return to pay your bills. And I come back to GameStop and go, yeah, I bet you there are short sellers out there under tremendous pressure to get a return. And their thinking is, this company is all hot air, and that Ryan Cohen is a nice guy and all, but he's just not going to be able to get this thing going any further. And after all, at 162 a share, shouldn't you be happy? It was $5 a year ago. This is froth as well. Enough said. We're just going to short it here, and we're going to keep shorting it, and we're going to keep hitting this thing as long as we're allowed to. But if bankers are now being told by the SEC, guys, the markets were overpriced last week before the announcements came out on earnings. Before the announcements on earnings came out 10 days ago, this market was 30% overvalued. It was by the grace of God that these companies came out with unbelievable profit numbers that have helped us to justify a lot of these senior issues price points. Like Apple, their numbers are way up on the earnings, and that justifies a 128 stock instead of a 145 stock, instead of a 175 stock. Because there was speculation out there by people all over the place, up and down the street, going, Apple shares could go down $50 a share or could go up $50 a share based on the numbers that are coming out from Apple. And when they came up with that huge number of a 45% profit gain, the longs are going, yes, the stock will go now to 175. And it's now 128. How much you want? What's wrong with this picture? The stock was way ahead of its earnings, and only now are the earnings catching up. And they had to be up 45% to do that. Had Apple only had a 20% profit gain, these shares could be $100 a share right now. Think about that. And they would be trading at 30, 32 times earnings still, because the earnings weren't there. But they were there. Thankfully, they came in. Now the question is, can they keep up this kind of growth? The answer is no. Can companies of this size continue to earn 45% more money than the year before in the next quarter? Forget about it. There's no way you can keep up that kind of momentum. There's no way. I'm sorry. Maybe Apple will gain another 20% profit next quarter, maybe 15% the quarter after that. Great numbers. Great. Frothy? No. Great? Yes. This stock, it'll go higher. I like Apple. I'm a long-term believer in Apple. But is it supposed to double this year? I don't think so. No, why? Who calls for that? Why should a $2.1 trillion company double in value every year? I mean, who wrote those rules? No way. It's the largest company in the world, certainly the largest public company in the world. No, it's not going to double. It'll go up, but not double. So watch out, kids. Keep your eyes open for the froth game. Keep your eyes open for reports about investment firms tightening margin requirements because the SEC is telling them to. There's a new sheriff in town at the SEC, okay? The Trump people are gone. The Trumpers are out of the SEC. The Democrats are in. The old SEC style is back. Conservative, stable, non-gambling type people in there, regulators who are going to keep a tight rein on speculation. And there's nothing wrong with people making money in the market. Nothing wrong with it. But you can't expect a market to be stable if you're leveraged up to 30 to 40 to 1 or worse. You are in big trouble. Just to kind of put this in perspective, if you are personally using your house as collateral, and your banker says to you, "Oh, you want to buy IBM stock and get a 4.5% yield on your money? This is great. We'll lend you money at 2% on your house." And normally, in normal times, we would give you maybe a 55% line of credit on the equity of your house. But these aren't normal times. These are good times. These are great times. We're going to give you, we're going to lend you 33 times the amount of money on the value of your house. So your house is a $200,000 house. We're going to lend you $6.6 million on your house, and buy $6.6 million of IBM, and bring in 4.5% yield against the 2% cost that we'll charge you. We'll charge 2% on 6.6 million. You get 4.5% on 6.6 million holding IBM, and knock yourself out. It's going to be great. We the bank are comfortable as hell because we're not really lending you the money. We're actually lending you the money to be able to buy the IBM. So we're kind of lending the IBM we're gambling on the IBM stock with you, but you've put up 3% of the money, and we're putting up 97% of the money. It's a 33-to-1 deal. And you sit there and go, this is great. Oh, wow, that's fantastic. And so you go to the broker and you walk into the brokerage office and you drop a check on the counter to the brokerage office. This is all electronic, but bear with me. And you're coming in and going, here's $6.6 million. And the broker goes, oh, wow, great. We'd love to open an account with you. What do you want to do with it? We want to buy IBM. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a great company. The brokerage firm says, we can give you 2-to-1 leverage on that. We'll give you a margin account. And all of a sudden you're going, I can have $13.2 million of IBM stock. And I can get 4.5% yield. And the broker's charging me 2% interest. So I'm being charged 2% interest on the 6.6 million. I'm being charged 2% interest on the, on the other 6 whatever million over there. And I'm getting 4.5% on all of it. I'm going to clear 2.5% interest net to me on IBM. This is great. And so the deal is made. And the homeowner is sitting on a $200,000 house and is sitting on $13+ million of IBM. And he's sitting there going 2.5% on $13 million. This is fab. I'm hauling in $300,000 a year in interest net to me over what it cost me just to borrow this money. And all these guys want is the interest. That's all they want. They don't want any principal. They just want the interest. This is fabulous. It's all good until the IBM stock goes from $145 a share to $125 a share, because SEC rules come out for tighter margin requirements, and some people use IBM as a way to raise money to lower their margin exposure, and the stock goes down in value. It happens. Stocks fluctuate all the time. All of a sudden, this guy is sitting on $13.5 million worth of IBM that is now about 15% lower in price. Oops, they're down $2 million. The brokerage firm says, I got to sell stock against your margin account to cover the shortfall, because you obviously can't come up with the $2 million I need to carry you. So they start selling them out. Well, to raise $2 million in cash, you got to sell $4 million in stock. Down goes the value of the stock. You get to the point where everything you sell, you sell it down to 6.6 million, which is what you brought in, and you still owe the brokerage firm $500,000 if the stock keeps going down. You're over leveraged. Now you're selling into the 6.6 million. You're now only carrying 5 million in stock. You're only making 2.5 points on $5 million. That's 125,000 a year, and you still owe your first banker a whole bunch of dough. The first banker does an audit and says, hey, wait a minute, we lent you $6 million on your house. You don't even have $6 million in assets anymore. Your stock is only worth $5 million. We need our money back. And so you sell out everything you got, and you sell your house, and you still owe your banker money. More than a 3% drop in the value of your investment wipes you out, because you only put up 3% in the first place. And if you only went with a $6.6 million position to start with, and IBM dropped 5% in value, you are upside down. You have no equity in the game anymore. It is now banker money that's at stake. Bankers pull the pin. And this is what happened with this hedge fund. 40-to-1 leverage meant a 2.5% drop of the value of that portfolio, whatever that portfolio was made up of, put them out of business. They had more in losses than in assets. So when you hear that they had a margin call and they sold out a whole bunch of assets to cover the margin call, if they lost in the $30 billion of stock that was sold off and other assets, if they lost more than $4 billion out of the $30 billion in stock in sales, that hedge fund is out of business. And it is. I'm certain that it's just a matter of time before we find out that they're no longer around. They're trying to figure out the pieces right now. This is the problem with over leverage in the markets. And I can see why the SEC is going, whoa, we gotta cut off this froth right now. It's been too long as it is. Nothing was done in the 4 years that Trump was in office, because it was the opposite. It was like, open it up, deregulate, let business figure it out for itself. Well, now it's come to roost time. And the only good news that came out last week, the miracle of it all, was that the FANG stocks came out with earnings so unbelievably over what they were projected to do that they justified their current stock price, give or take a few percentage points so far. Unbelievable. By the skin of their teeth, they've avoided a crisis. It's just Bruce talking. It's just my opinion, folks. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to like it. Just telling you what I think. GameStop is not overpriced from a margin point of view. It's not at 162 a share because people have borrowed 10 to 1 against whatever they've got to move up the GameStop to 161. No, the reason that GameStop is at 161, 162 a share is because there are so many shares out there that shouldn't be out there that have to be acquired back to get the stock count down to 73.5 million from whatever it is now, 200 and something million. This is why the shares are where they are. Where can the shares go from here? Unlimited. They can go from here. Absolutely unlimited on a short count, gamma squeeze, failure to deliver, anything you want to talk about. But coming back to the core of the company, I look at it and go, I just compared to Chewy, and I'm telling you, it should be 480. It should be 486 a share right now. That would be equal to Chewy's value. That's where it should be now, and I can justify that number using a couple of metrics. One of which is sales, the sales metric, the gross sales metric, the valuation of sales, the leverage of sales compared to other companies. This stock is trading at 2.2 times sales. That's all it's trading at, 2.2 times sales. Don't let any analyst out there try to fool you into believing this is a $20 stock. Forget about it. That is not the case. This thing is trading minimum well below half of its actual value. It should be at more like 4 times sales. But the sales that they're using are last year's sales, $5 billion. Pandemic disaster numbers. That's what they're using, the value of this company at 2.2 times sales right now at 161. The reality is, as an e-commerce company, and you know that's where it's going, this thing should be at 3 to 3.5 times sales, and the sales are going to be 8 to 10 billion in the next six to 18 months. Now you do your math and go, oh, we're talking about 500, 600, 700 a share. That's right. The short squeeze and everything else, gravy, just gravy. And of course, if the shares do go up in price, because you folks believe in it and you're buying into this notion, if the shares go up to 300 a share and 400 a share, the amount of leverage that this stock will represent now is a real problem. The SEC has a problem now at 162 with respect to the kind of paper that might be being used to leverage this short position as it is. This thing goes higher, more assets will be needed to cover this short sale. More collateral will be required on all existing sales that are out there. And if it's 200 million shares of leverage against this stock, goes up $100 a share, that's a $20 billion bigger problem. You better bring in $20 billion of assets that the SEC will accept as collateral. The kind of collateral that has been used lately is no longer acceptable. There's a whole bunch of this kind of paper that's no longer being accepted as collateral. And that might accelerate. And this is where it gets really interesting and dicey. Could be bad for the markets, by the way. Bad for the indexes, bad for the big boards. Because, again, over-leveraged stock on the upside will also be affected. Stock will have to be sold to reduce margins. But on GameStop, it's the opposite. The margin problem on GameStop is not because people are long the stock. It's because they are short the stock by a factor of 3 to 1 to existing stock. It's nuts. And this is where this thing could really go stupid. And I'm going to guess that the same argument is being used on AMC and on Bed Bath & Beyond and on BlackBerry and on other meme stocks, Micro Vision. Let's see what happens. We're open now. Let's follow the markets and see what we're doing. I've talked right through the opening because I love chatting. What can I tell you? GameStop 162.86 up 213 a share on 213,000 shares so far. That's actually the best volume we've had in a week for the opening 5 minutes. AMC is up only 3 cents to 9.42, up 2 cents now. Microvision down 18 cents to 15.22.
Fifth Wall acquisition is up 3 cents. Vector acquisition is up 6 cents. NavSite down a penny. IPOE is up a nickel. Gore's Holding down at 11. VGAC down 8. Starboard down a penny. Fortress unchanged. Vanek Vectors up 174. Home Depot up $1.77. IBM down $1.18. The Dow up 19.8 points at the moment. We've got Microsoft up 76 cents. Apple up $1.71. What's going on? House Republicans, the number 2, Steve Scalise, calls for Liz Cheney to be ousted as leader of the Republican Party, out of a leadership ouster, I suppose. They want her out of her leadership role because she's calling Trump a liar. Oh my goodness, Trump a liar? Who would do such a thing? We just don't know. Facebook Oversight Board upholds Trump's account suspension. Trump cannot post on Facebook, keeping him out of the social media realm. I think most Republicans are going, thank God for that. They have enough problems internally as it is. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not an American. What can I tell you? It's a war down there. Bed Bath & Beyond up a dime. BlackBerry down 3 cents. The cruise lines are down just slightly. Royal Caribbean down a dime. Norwegian down 14 cents. Carnival down 10 cents. That's what we got right now in this market. GameStop 161.17. Volume so far 246,000 shares. And will we hear about all kinds of interesting restrictions and or deniability of margin collateral because of SEC changes in the whole game? I'm really curious to see how this plays out. 162.40 on GameStop from what I can tell you. Interesting morning, everybody. Welcome all to the show. Thank you for being here. Max, thank you, Max, for this donation you made a little while ago. I missed it. I've just been yapping too much here. Thank you for the super sticker. P Longstock, thank you for that. SEK30, thank you for that. I think that's Swedish kroners. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. And I'm glad you're here. What can I say? So much fun this morning. And like I say, it is wild and wacky. Don't want to talk about politics. I just want to talk about stock, but I will read headlines when I see them come across, and that is headline news. Dow is up 30, S&P is up 13, NASDAQ up 84 points. Oil is up 50 cents a barrel to 66.19. GameStop right now 162, even up $1.27. AMC unchanged at 9.39. Microvision up 7 cents to 15.47, and it was at 15.05 kind of at the opening, and now we're up to here, or it's jumping around a bit. 2.5 million traded on Microvision. AMC volume right now 2.6 million, unchanged at 9.39. GameStop volume right now 261, sitting at 162.22 to start the day. Let's see how things work out. The jobs report is good. It should be good. The jobs report should be good. There should be a shortage of workers for low-paying, high-energy required grunt work. There should be an absolute shortage of people like that. The United States and in Canada, where we have a shortage of laborers. That's effectively what it is. We've got a shortage of laborers. As far as well-to-do professionals, should have no trouble finding work, and a lot of well-to-do professionals are finding work on their own through contract work. And they're beginning to figure out with a little bit of ingenuity and a little bit of making a few calls or putting out some emails from some feelers, they're finding out that there are companies out there who would love to hire them on a contract basis rather than hire them as full-timers, because corporations are doing the same thing that we do. And they're wondering, well, things are better now, but in India, it's not so good. If this variant thing goes stupid and doesn't work, the vaccines we have don't work against variants, we may have another surge. And I don't want to have to lay off people all over again. I've done it once. I'd rather hire people right now on a contract basis. And frankly, we figured out that a lot of us out here in the accounting world and the advertising world and systems and analytics world and others, we can work remotely. We don't need to have an office and have people in cubicles. We can do this from individually. with employees based around the world. We don't even need employees in our city or our state. We don't even need employees in our country. We can hire anywhere on the planet people we need for the work we need done, as long as they've got an internet connection. And this world is getting internet connected big time all over the place. And so we should keep our costs down rather than have a 50,000 square foot office center. Why do we only have a 10,000 square foot office center? Reduce the 40,000 square feet, give that up, say goodbye to the landlord for that, and lower business taxes, lower property taxes, lower heating bills, lower insurance costs. Everything is cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. And yet we have just as many employees, but these folks are working from home. We don't have to pay their rent as a separate thing. We just pay them an hourly fee and they handle their own overheads. This is great. Yes, and of course the benefits that the company used to have to hand out as with employees is reduced as well. There might be no pension contributions being done for a while because it's all on a contract basis. People are getting a consulting fee by the hour or a retainer, and that doesn't need that. You don't need to hand out options, stock options, or employee savings plans or pension plan. You've just reduced the cost of corporate America and corporate Canada and corporate Europe by a ton of money. Not good for governments because all of a sudden, governments are going, well, these big companies aren't paying the kind of taxes they used to pay before through payroll deductions. But on the other hand, there's all these entrepreneurs out there who are now working from home, and maybe these entrepreneurs are actually making more money on an hourly basis, and so they will pay more in taxes to us. Who knows? There's a big shift going on. It is massive. It is gigantic. It is going to continue on now indefinitely, and it is changing the world. And a lot of you out there have been reaching out to me going, my world has changed. Oh my God, Bruce, has my world ever changed? I can't believe it. I didn't think that this would be the way it is. When it first happened, I was shocked that I wouldn't be going into the office anymore. Now I'm relieved that I haven't been in the office, and I'm kind of hoping I don't ever have to go back to the office. I've kind of figured something out, and or you're telling me about friends of yours and relatives of yours whose lives have completely changed for the better as far as they're concerned, because they've made a new world for themselves by working from home and looking after their kids more or spending more time with their children. Things have happened. Let's see how this works out going forward. Everybody, thank you for being here. Nice to have you here. What is going on in the world? You wonder. I wonder. Bruce is trying to cover the markets in plain English as best I can, but sometimes it's not that easy. And there are some folks out there who don't want me to speak in plain English about certain topics. I do the best I can. I don't want to upset any of you, but sometimes you got to talk about what's happening out there. You just got to buck up, people. Buck up. Anyway, welcome one, welcome all. Let's go GameStop. Dave, I agree. Let's go GameStop. 161.22, up 49 cents. It's a quiet start to the day, but we don't mind quiet sometimes. 317,000 volume. Okay, we'll take that. AMC down 2 cents a share to 9.37. We have 3.2 million traded. We have Microvision down 47 cents right now. 3.7 million traded. It's now at 14.93 a share, under some more pressure. There is your early morning numbers so far. The Dow Jones up 8.6 points. What a day yesterday. It was down 300 points in the morning. After a couple hours, real rough start to the Dow, and it turned it all around and brought it all the way back to get a gain at the end of the day. Unbelievable. Unfortunately, the NASDAQ could not replicate that yesterday, but the Dow did pull off a gain, and it is still within about 120 points of an all-time high at 34,256 is the all-time high. It's 34,137. So it's, not a lot. 119 points away. Or something like that, 115 points away from a new all-time high on the Dow Jones. It's amazing how high the Dow is. And it's amazing to watch the earnings coming in from a number of companies who are trying to and are generally delivering very good financial results in a pandemic to help justify their stock prices. As I said earlier, many shares out there are trading at much too high a price for their revenues. And these revenue gains are helping ease things up. Anyway, there you go. We need a frothy emoji. That's what we need, says Cody. We need a frothy emoji, a beer stein with a bunch of foam falling off of it. I guess. Wow, unreal. What can I say? Computer chips are still being talked about in a big way. I heard a little snippet of news this morning talking about General Motors, how they posted very good financial results, but they also had to admit they have about $8.5 billion of vehicles sitting in their lots they can't deliver to their dealers because they have not finished building out those vehicles due to computer chip shortages. Vehicle, cars and trucks, it doesn't matter what the vehicle is. Vehicles are now so much more sophisticated than 30 years ago. More than one computer system on board a car, and the kind of computer systems that these cars now have are so powerful, so efficient. Our cars are becoming computerized in every sense of the word. And of course, a Tesla is a driving computer. I mean, let's face it, it's a driving computer. Tesla's having chip issues. Ford is having computer chip issues. General Motors, BMW in Europe, and other manufacturers all having chip shortage issues for their vehicle production. 163 on GameStop now, up 235. Yep, it is an interesting problem here that's going on, and it's industry-wide over many industries. It's not just one; it's many. GameStop unites all of us. There we are. SMH is a buy now. Here we go, Wally. We're frothy. There you go. We're frothy. Is it Cinco de Mayo today? Is that today? If it is, cheers, everybody. Congratulations. I think it is today. Anyway, there you go. Who else have we got going on? I'm torn between buying more IPOE, Gores, or Virgin today. What to do? Excuse me. And this is the knowledge I subscribe to. Thank you, Bruce. Caesar, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here. Farragon, this motley fool, two turnaround stocks. I'm a little triggered. When someone tries to tie another stock to GameStop, I don't like that. It's just GameStop and nothing but GameStop. DE, Bruce, would you please talk about strategies in taking profits, especially taking profits when maintaining or even increasing the investment? Thank you. Well, there's ways to take profits, I guess. One of the things that I mention a lot to my one-on-one session people. Excuse me. If you're hanging out with me for an hour, we'll go over your whole the world in which you live, and I'll try to kind of quickly catch up with you as to what are you looking at, where are you at right now, where you're headed. But a lot of people ask me, how can I make more money from my portfolio? And I don't want to just trade my way to profitability. Is there a way I can, not necessarily just flip stock all the time, because I don't want to be a day trader? And what do I do when I make profits, and how do I handle it? This kind of thing. And there's a couple of strategies that you can employ. I mean, if you buy a stock in a company at a price, and after a certain amount of time, whether it's a month, a year, or decade, shares reach a certain point where you're kind of going, wow, I should take some money off the table here. Well, you now have a scenario where you could start selling 1/10 of the position maybe every couple of months. You just slowly sell 1/10 off, not knowing that, is this the high? Will it go higher? It's done really well. I know markets do have, corrections. What should I do? And for some people, they'll put in stop loss orders behind the market to protect themselves, where others will say, well, I'm just going to offer 10% of my stock every month. I'm going to offer on the 15th. I'm going to sell off 10% of my stock. And on this one winner, let's say. Or taxes will come into play, where third quarter comes up, the fourth quarter comes up in the year, and you know that if you sell stock now, whatever you sell now at a profit, you're going to have a tax bill to worry about. Now, you may have in your portfolio a couple of investments you've made that just haven't panned out, and these are losses. You're carrying losses, and you might decide, you know what, I want to take profit off the table from this position, but I'm going to negate whatever tax bill I have by selling off this stuff over here that I'm going to have a capital loss on. And so you do your calculations and go, all right, well, I got $300,000 of this winner, and I got 100,000 in losses on these losers. Why don't I sell $100,000 worth of the winner against all the losers, and that way I negate my capital gain scenario. So I take this 100,000 in gains here by selling off this, and I'll take that cash, and whatever I'm going to do with it, I do with it. Now, if it's to pay off a mortgage or paying off car loans or credit cards, or whether it's just to be reinvested into something else to reposition yourself, that's up to you. There's a million answers and questions happening at the same time. Hence why I'm so busy with your one-on-ones. We go over all kinds of scenarios all the time, and I do enjoy it. And I know that a lot of you are getting a lot out of it, and I appreciate those of you spending some time with me on a one-on-one meeting. But DE strategies, there's a million of them, aren't there? There isn't just one. If you're 21 years old and you're up to debt to here with student loans, and you pick off some options on GameStop, and they're exercisable at $200 a share, and the stock goes to $800 a share, and you score 50 grand on a couple of stock options, you probably have a lot of places you can put that money, but keep in mind you've got a tax issue. But if you're 55 or 65 years of age, and you've held a stock position for 15 years, an ETF or a mutual fund or whatever it is you're holding, and it's, you're way up on this stuff, you're wondering, what should I do? I keep recommending to people that one of the thoughts that you could consider is writing call contracts against your winning positions. It's a way to draw income from your positions that you're hanging on to anyway. There's a bunch of you out there that are fans of certain stocks that you just don't want to sell. You just don't want to sell them because you're a long-term believer in the company, and you don't believe that they're going to double this week, but you're a long-term believer in the overall growth curve of a particular group of stocks. There's nothing wrong with that, but you could be paid to hold these shares while you're holding them. And one way to be paid is either collect dividends if they pay a dividend, or another way to be paid off is not only dividends, but also option premium by writing call options. And I spend hours and hours every weekend with people to go through these strategies on how to do it. And it takes quite a while to explain it. And everyone's situation is different, and every stock is different as well. And so if you want to get into something like that with me, send me a private email. Say, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one with you, and send me an email here to this address, and I'll book you an appointment. Usually Saturdays and Sundays is when I do these. Although I can do a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, and maybe a Thursday night session, like one per evening. But that's kind of pushing my awake time. But Saturdays and Sundays is when I do these. And if you'd like to have one of those, send me a one-on-one. Send me an email. Say, hey, I'd like to sit down with you. I'd like to talk to you for an hour. Help me out. Help me diversify my portfolio. Help go over it with me, and tell me, what am I doing wrong? What should I be doing? Am I doing it right? Is there any other suggestions? Any other things I should consider? And we'll see what we can do. All right. I do charge $400 an hour for the hour US. But everyone I end up talking to, they quickly realize, oh man, are you saving me a lot of money? You've actually just helped me make way more than that. It's so worth it. And just for the peace of mind and for the stress relief to just have a one-on-one, has had a lot of people, react very positively. So anyway, if you'd like to do that, I'm happy to talk to you about it. But profit strategies, no end to them. And there's ways to enhance your portfolio, and there's ways to do it. But each of you has got your own unique scenario, and that's going to require some one-on-one time. Liz is saying SMH is a buy right now. Right on. Let's see what else is going on. We need you sharp, Bruce. Don't overextend yourself. Value investing. There you go. We don't need another hero. I love that song from Tina Turner. Have you ever downloaded a YouTube video of that song? We don't need another hero, but the extended version. There's like an 8-minute version or 7-minute version. It's fantastic. It's just incredible. I love it. I just love that version. Anyway, what can I say? Thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out with Uncle B here. Appreciate it. I hope we're going to make money today. 162.34 on GameStop, up $1.61. AMC down 2 cents to 9.37, and Microvision down 62 cents to 14.78. The Dow is up 37.7, S&P up 13, Nasdaq up 72. That's where we are right now. Thank you all for being here. We've got already 773 thumbs up. So that is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for 773. I hope you're finding this information useful. If you're in a position to be able to give me a thumbs up, so I appreciate it. I know a lot of you out there, you can't give me a thumbs up because you are listening to me remotely. You're listening to me in your cars. You're listening to me on your headphones. You're working. You pretend to be working, and you're listening to me. I appreciate that. I understand that. I also know that a lot of you send me thumbs ups when you get home. When you're able to sit down on your laptop, you then give me thumbs ups for all the shows that I've done the last 3 to 4 weeks. I thank you. Whenever you get me a thumbs ups, I thank you. These thumbs ups are everything for the momentum of this channel. And all of you who are giving me these, I cannot thank you enough. 883 thumbs ups already this morning. Thank you guys so very, very much. Appreciate it. All right. What else is going on here? I'm just double checking on any other points that are being done here. Keeping an eye open on my analytics and my stats and what else is happening. Thank you for those of you who've become members of this channel. You are the backbone of this YouTuber. My memberships are absolutely the backbone of this live show. I really cannot thank you enough for being here as members. Those of you who are subscribing to this channel, thank you also, and hitting the bell notification icon. I so appreciate that as well. 951 thumbs ups now. We're only 49 away from 1,000 already this morning. That is way quicker than yesterday. Thank you guys for getting me to 1,000 thumbs ups in a hurry. Beautiful stuff. Let's continue on here. AMC now 936, down 3 cents is what we have at the moment. We've got GameStop. Let's take a peek right now. It is down up $1.50 at 162.23. I don't see any press. I'm not looking. I'm just double checking for any press releases. Nope, nothing yet today. So far quiet. We'll wait around and see what happens with that. We've got IPOE up 11 cents now to 16.28. We're happy to see that. That is going to be this stock. I will repeat one more time. Is going to become one of the most active traded stocks on the exchanges. I think it's going to be on the New York Stock Exchange as SoFi. SOFI will be the symbol of this company when its merger is completed. SoFi will be one of the most talked about stocks on social media, on Reddit, on Wall Street Bets, and elsewhere. The reason I say that is that already there is a 30% short interest already. 24 million have been shorted out of 80 million outstanding as we speak. The company is getting $1.9 billion cash in its hot little hands the minute their deal closes, the merger closes. So 1.9 billion in cash is going to be in their hands, and they're completing their acquisition of a bank. They're going to have a bank charter. And having a bank charter is going to change this company completely with respect to the kind of leverage they'll be able to use to enhance their business. They will likely attract billions of dollars of capital from pension funds, mutual funds, hedge funds, and other institutional investors. They will attract billions of cash because they're going to be a charter bank holder. And SoFi, as SoFi, will be a very active stock, will be heavily speculated about, and there are already whisper rumors out there that within the first year or so of listing, 400 a share is what they're already talking about. This is the exaggerated numbers that are already being tossed around behind the scenes. The stock IPOE 1621 right now, and you are losing time to get into this deal, because by the end of this month or the first week of June, it should pretty well be a done deal. And so you're down to the last month now of time to get this stuff. And of course,
when I say a month, I only mean 20 trading days, because there are only 5 trading days a week, generally speaking. And in 4 weeks, that's 20 trading days. That's it. So you are running out of days to get into this stock before it becomes SoFi. And once it's SoFi, all bets are off, because now they can speak as a publicly traded company. And they are going to be very, very active, extremely active, because they have more than one trick pony going on at the same time. They have got stuff going on all over the place. So watch out for this. Should be interesting. Baking, it's sure hard to watching Doge do whatever it's doing, knowing I used to have some. I will live, though. I have balls of steel. Well, Doge, what can I say? I would stay out of that. Blog your niche. Bruce, I have shares of IPOE, but I also plan to do a long call until Jan 2022 before the merger at 16 strike price. What are your thoughts? Well, you're at the money, kind of, in the ballpark. Yeah, you can buy calls on this stuff. Go out that far, though. Good plan. I would definitely do that. If you're able to pick off some contracts for a cheap price that gets you that far out, I would consider it. Yeah, I definitely would. The shares, I think, are going to do very well. I think also that these shares, they're going to be so heavily talked about, and there's going to be so many folks who are going to want to speculate on this thing. There will be a gazillion, and that's a real number, a gazillion of day traders trying to flip SoFi once it becomes SoFi. There's going to be millions and millions of shares trading on a day flip basis, because this thing is going to run. This thing's going to run a lot. And I don't think there will be enough stock available under $30 a share for the day for everyone to be able to do all this. I think that the restricted number of shares available in the first 3 to 6 months will cause the stock to pop immediately. And that those of you who are in here at $15, $16, $17, you're going to love this. You're just going to love what's happening here. You're going to be in a lovely position to either just cash out for the nice gain right off the get-go, or you can stick around and enjoy the show. And you can also become option writers. So if this stuff is trading at 30, 35, and 40 in the first few months, if that's what it's going to do, you should be able to start writing call contracts against your stock at the 40, 45 level and just haul in all kinds of premium money. There's all kinds of possibilities here. We are going to be very busy with IPOE. This channel, right now, these are the dog days. Right now on my channel, these are the slowest days you're going to see before all of these SPACs that I have talked to you about merge into their private companies. Once those mergers are done, I will be talking about every one of these things again and again and again all day long, trying to keep you posted on what's happening, because I can see every day news announcements coming out on these SPACs, new develops. And they're not going to be SPACs anymore, obviously. They're going to be these new companies that now I'll be following. I will replace these SPACs with new SPACs to talk to you about that have potential. But right now I'm zeroed in on these guys, waiting for them to close their deals. And in the next 4 to 6 weeks, these should all be closed. They should pretty well all be done. And we are going to be really busy around here. GameStop, hey, go to 500 a share, go to 800 a share. You should be up there. You should be higher. Beautiful. But that is not the only game in town around here. We were going to be extremely busy with these other stocks as well. There you go. AMC, unfortunately, down a dime now to 929, down 11 to 928. AMC is under pressure. The volume right now is 5.7 million shares, and she is heading down quick, unfortunately. 160.62 on GameStop getting hit too, getting a little short attack right now on GameStop. Volume of 493,000 though. We had that first kind of 300,000 blast right off the first 10 minutes, and now it's been dead quiet ever since. We are getting a sell wave coming in right now, pushing it down to 159.86. There's a run on it, and so if you're a dipper, if you're a daily dipper, get ready. There might be some dips coming your way on GameStop right now. We'll see how it goes. The Dow down 35 points. What do we got here? We've got the S&P only up 0.6. And we have the NASDAQ only up 1. So there's something happening in the market that is shifting the market into negative territory. I'm not sure what we have. CNBC is talking about how Trump has been banned from Facebook right now. We've got the Dow now under pressure, now down 31 points. S&P is up 1 point. NASDAQ is only up 2 points.
as we are definitely getting a sell wave through the entire market. And at 159.04 on GameStop, this is the low of the day right now on GameStop, 159.04. AMC now down 16 cents to 922, taking a shot. 159.03 on GameStop. We're coming into more pressure. But we'll see how far this goes. Microvision down $1.08. Let's take a look at some other stocks here. IBM down 96 cents. The Dow down 50 now. Tesla down $1.20. Apple still up $1.60. Microsoft still up 17 cents, but both of them are backing off as well. We have a sell wave coming through. We've got Amazon down $2.91, definitely on the way down. We've got, let's see, Facebook down $1.06. Google up $2.59, but falling. So right now we've got a negative wave coming through this market. The Dow down 40, 50 points. And we're not sure exactly what the dealio is. I don't have an actual headline that I can point at and go, aha, that's what it is. I wish I could tell you, but I do not know exactly what it is. I'm looking at Wall Street Journal headlines and just talking about Facebook panel upholds the Trump ban, but orders review. And Biden blocks a Trump-era gig worker rule. It's nullifying a rule. Labor Department is nullifying a rule that sought to make it more difficult for a gig worker to be counted as an employee under federal law covered by federal minimum wage and overtime regulations. All right. What else have we got here? Banks tighten credit lines and Archegos aftermath. Headline in Wall Street Journal. Credit Suisse and Morgan Stanley are among the firms reviewing their businesses that offer financing to hedge funds and family offices for potential vulnerabilities. There's the line. That's what I was talking about just as we were going on the air, talking about this possible tightening of the markets regarding margin. And I'm just wondering how that is going to play out as this leaks through the system, as the markets kind of figure it out that, this could be negative for the market, but it could be very positive for GameStop in a perverted way. It's a good thing for GameStop that margins could be tightened. 159.57 on GameStop right now, down $1.55 a share. AMC down 20 cents to 9.19. Microvision down 93 cents to 14.47. The Dow down 41. S&P up 1 point. NASDAQ down 2.5 points right now. So we got going on. Jennifer is up and a boot. She's here. Oot and a boot, as we like to say in Canada.
Well, when I got up, everything was green.
When you got everything's green, and now that you're here, everything's turning red. The index just went red. They just all went red. I don't know. DE, excellent commentary, Bruce. Thank you so much. I am truly grateful that you're here speaking and sharing with us. Thank you, everybody, so much for all your kind words. I do appreciate it, as does Jennifer. Hi, Jen, says Glitch Fizz. Oop and about, a boot, says Wally World. Good morning, Jen, from Adventures with Duncan. How you doing there, Duncan? He's doing all right in Florida.
I guess it's, more good afternoon, maybe.
Well,
no, it's still good morning.
Still morning over there. 10 in the morning. Yeah, good morning, Jen, from Anna and Eddie. Philly Flasher, good morning. John Anderson is saying good morning, Jen. Mitchell saying good morning. Let's see here. A CD is saying hedge funds trying to sell off to get liquidity. I think this will be the thing in a couple of days, coming days. We're going to see more of this. Very positive for GameStop in a perverted way. Quote of the day. I think that's true. 160.50 on GameStop. It's now up $1.50. How about that? Yes, a project and a boot are the only way to say those words. Bruce, we need a Jen emoji. Oh my gosh, I don't know if we can do that. Robert, I bought IPOE at 16.13. I'll keep them until the glorious day when we'll reach $400. Thank you very much. There you go. Woohoo! Good morning, Jen from Ashley. Good morning, all of you. And we have a $10 donation. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, it's kind of worth Jen's while to get up, I guess. That's pretty good. Uncle Bruce emojis and Jen, good morning from Wally's World. Jen, make Bruce adopt the wild cat. The cat has adopted us. It won't leave. We keep putting food out there. It's not going to leave.
Yes.
But you can't let the cat in the house. Too much of a problem with that. Scratch up the whole place.
He never. This one. never had pets when he was growing up.
Never had a pet when I grew up. No.
We had the entire food chain of pets in my house. So,
Different. Yeah. Whole
Yeah.
different world. Yeah. No pets in our house. Mom and dad. No. Well, we did have a budgie for like a year,
yeah,
year and a half, but that's not
that's not
like
a pet.
not a real thing, a heavy duty, like a cat or a dog. The budgie didn't last long. I'm not going to talk about the budgie.
Cats,
But
dogs, snakes.
snakes,
We had
skunks.
salamanders, worms.
Pepe Le Pew, skunks.
Used to get the garter snakes from
Rats.
outside, torture our mother, put them in the silverware drawer. We had it all.
We had it all, man.
Skunks.
We had it all. Oh, we had fun in those days. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
5 kids in that family over there. Oh,
And then,
man.
baby cows, baby pigs, baby sheep.
Well,
baby-
you're in the
baby,
farming
baby,
community.
baby.
Yeah, you're surrounded by farms. I mean, what do you want?
That's right.
Pets.
Pets.
Dinner.
That's right. Can you eat it if you named it? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can still eat it if you name it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't
City
stand it.
kids and country kids.
City kids and country kids. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Ew. Ew. Oh, man.
So what's it going to be today?
Oh, I'm thinking traditional today. I'm thinking
really?
very traditional
Okay,
today.
okay.
I'm going down the road of
I was going to guess egg. I
Mm.
thought it was going to be egg today. No,
No,
we're
I
going
did that.
right to the jelly.
right going to the grape jelly,
Jelly,
today.
jelly,
Yeah, nicely,
Okay.
really crispy bagel, nicely crisp toasted bagel with butter and jelly. Yeah, that's
Okay.
where I'm headed today. I think.
I can do this. I'm on it.
Oh, so good. Or is it? Yes, it is. It is
We
so
have a
good.
lovely day ahead of us.
Yeah, I think we're going to reach the high 60s today, maybe even 70 today.
Got the capris on,
The-
showing off my white legs.
Jen's
so
got on
white, they
capris.
might be blue.
They might be blue. Well, when we go out for photo sessions, we have makeup on everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean,
Spray
we're spray painted.
Everywhere.
It's a production. I mean, just to go out for groceries, makeup. Yeah, we got to be all made up to go out. I'll tell you.
That's us.
That's us, man. No control. No stopping this. Bruce and Jen are way better than Ross and Jen. Good morning, Jen. What's the bagel topping going to be? A beautiful afternoon in Portugal. So nice, Jen. Nice to have Jen in the morning. Nice to have Jen in the morning. Let's see. I bought 15 yesterday at $15.99. I think that's IPOE. Let's see. That cat is long on Bruce. Poor Bruce. No pets. It's okay. I didn't mind. I didn't want pets when I was a kid. All my buddies had pets. All my friends had pets. So if I needed pet time, I'd go hang with my pals. I didn't have to feed the pet. I didn't have to walk the pet. I didn't have to clean up the poop. I didn't have to take the pet to the vet. Nothing. I got to enjoy pet time with friends. And it was fine. It was just fine. All good. Anyway, there you have it.
I just want to show you.
Uh-oh.
So there's no conversation when I bring it back toasted.
Uh-oh.
It's got it.
What happened? What is that?
Well, this is how it came from the bakery. It's
Bakery.
got a little burnt spot on top.
It's already got a little spot on it. So don't be mad at the chef.
That's right. Just show them.
I think that
control is on.
adds character to the. It's like a scar,
Scar.
The bagel's been around, yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. No pets. Send Uncle Bruce your pets. All cats to Creston. Oh gosh, no. Oh God. I got pets here. I got apes. I'm surrounded by apes here. I don't need any more pets. I got enough of them here. I'll tell you that right now. Oh man. My dad had a pet squirrel. Walked it on a leash. Oh my gosh. A squirrel on a leash. I don't know what a budgie is. Oh dear, eat if you need to eat. Oh man, I love llamas. Oh my gosh, I love llamas. Folks are suckers for critters, they say. Oh my gosh, I'm such a sucker for critters. There is a llama farm just down the road here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, jelly. The jelly man. Yes. A traditional city style bagel. Jelly, the jelly man can. Bagel, ham, cheese, sausage, and bacon. Even if Bruce wanted something other than the bagel, he can't have anything other than the bagel.
That's right.
He can only have a bagel. This is why I only eat bagels on the air. I only eat bagels when I'm on the air, so that way I don't get sick of them. Because on the weekend I don't eat the bagel, knowing that I'll have a bagel on Monday. It'll be great. Can't wait till Monday. 160.38 on GameStop, down 47 cents. We're not in any trouble here. The Dow's down 40, kind of holding. S&P is up 3 and NASDAQ is up 10. So those indexes have recovered a bit. That's where we're at there. AMC is down 17 cents, though, at 9.23. Still under pressure. But GameStop down 64 cents. Hardly a problem, not a big issue here. But it is what it is. We are where we are. That's it. IMOE down a nickel. That's all. IPOE only down a nickel. Agora is down 23 cents. That's where we're at right now. And Bruce is like, what is this? Bruce is like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. If the cat dies, he dies. Okay. That's my permanent color. I love capris. Let's see. Dana, my first buy was on IPOE was a 17.27, so my average is down 80 cents from that. I fed my cat with tuna 2 days ago in a row, and now she won't eat her normal cat food. Yes. You have to wait a day or two before she starves herself. Then she'll eat anything. Bruce, how's that chair shopping going? Jen's going, oh, no, you can't do that. Oh, yeah. The cat will eat whatever you give it. Sooner or later, you give them nothing else, they'll eat what you give them. What can I say? I was worried for the second that Bruce was wearing capris. No. No, we haven't figured out the chair thing yet. We're still debating that one. We're still trying to figure it out. We have friends in Calgary, and I need to talk to my cousin. He's out there. He might be able to help me out here. I might actually send him on a mission to find me a chair that's in stock, locally, and then we can find a way to ship it here, perhaps. And then we'll get something shipped here that we've seen, or he's seen and tested. He can show me photos and everything. We're working on it. He's my height and all this kind of things are happening. There's ways to set things up in a small town like this, because certain manufacturers want to ship out here. So we have to kind of work it. Anyway, what can I tell you? If he dies, he dies. Grabbed 3 more GameStop this morning. Sold my 100,000 Doge for GameStop. Also, I'm buying more IPOE. Thank you, Bruce. And the poop is the best part. Bruce, you wanted pets? You just didn't know it. Let's see, a pure pre-burnt bagel, synthetic bagel. Recall. Oh man, who can make a rainbow filling it with cheer? Only Uncle Bruce and his lovely Jen the Candyman can. That bagel looks good. Yes, it has character. Sounds like being an uncle. Get to hang out with the baby and give it back when the poops or cries. That's it. That's right. Just a little while, and here you can have it back now. Our scars tell our story. That's right. I call BS. Bruce laid in bed at night dreaming he had a dog. Oh boy, the bagel's got some city miles on it. You know what I found as a kid? City mile. I found as a child when I was like 12, 13. A buddy of mine, a couple of houses next door, had a pet dog, and didn't appreciate it. Just they kept it chained up all the time, and the poor mutt grew up in this shelter. And they never let it out. They never took him for walks. Of course, this is the 60s, and it was a different world at that time. And I would find that, I would find that from time to time, it's in the afternoon maybe, and my buddy, we had to go in for dinner or something like that, and I'd be in the backyard, and I'd spend a little time with the dog. And I would go into the shelter and just sit there with the dog and just pet him. And the poor thing was so appreciative of any attention. I mean, it just, at first it was all excited, oh, somebody's here. And then the dog would calm down as I'm calm. And, I would just stroke the thing and just talk to him. I can't remember the name of the pet. I can't remember what kind of dog it was. It was a bushy thing. But I just felt so sorry for this pet because I thought, wow, my buddy wanted a dog. The parents got him a dog. No one wants to pay attention to the dog anymore. And so it's now a nuisance. And so they feed it and they keep it chained up and it's just ignored and just begging for attention. And I gave it more attention than the owner did. It was sad, really sad. But no pets in our house. No way. Of course, with me working as much as I was as time went on, and then playing music and everything else. No, can do. It's a lifetime commitment. And what can I say? Anyway, thank you all of you for being here, and appreciate it. Tim Bowman. Our pets are the animals outside. A possum the other night on the security camera, plus lots of birds. Sunny here in Seattle today. Sending it to Bruce. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Yes,
We're happy.
you take that sunshine.
We want that sunshine. Exactly right.
So the reason why it was a little burned on top is because it had a hole in it. Can you see the hole?
Oh yeah, there's a hole in the bagel, and when that happens, yeah. If there's a hole in the bagel, the heat will start burning openings like that. Well, we got us a bagel, and it looks delicious.
There you go.
Thank you, Miss Jen, so much.
Now feed the cat that's not ours.
Yeah, let's go feed the cat that's not our cat. Because we ain't got no cat here. No. Bagel battle wounds. Oh man. Let's see. It's a five bagel a week commitment for Bruce right there. 5 bagels a week committed to this channel and the viewers. What can I say? There you go. GameStop volume really light. 161.20 up 47 cents on GameStop. It's higher. The Dow's down 63, which it is lower, but GameStop is higher. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Chat slowed. Is everyone toasting their bagels? Hey, Bruce, you charge 400 for one-on-one. What does Jen charge? Oh, 20, 30,000 an hour. You just get a photo shoot for Jen for an hour. That's 100,000 right there. Plus royalty rights. I mean, whew. Yeah, just think about that. You can't afford her. I mean, I can barely afford her. Thanks to you guys, I can barely hang on to her. But actually, she's kind of hanging on to me. I think it's the other way around. I'm like the trophy husband, because she's the trophy looking wife, but the trophy looking wife is keeping this guy around for some reason. I don't know what it is. She's keeping me around, but she's the expensive one. Where are we at? 161.20 on GameStop. We're going to have this bagel where we've got this hole in the bagel. 161. Let's see if we can get this stock to go up today. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, yeah. Oh, the bagel, baby. Oh, yeah. Woohoo. Yeah. Man, oh, man. Capri. That would require wearing pants on my phone books. You have friends? Bruce? I said I used to. When I was a kid. I had friends. I don't have friends now. I have associates. I have YouTube friends. I have a whole other cast of characters that I hang out with now. A whole other cast of characters. Worldwide cast of characters like you would not believe. It is so much fun. Fantastic. I have a secret lab chair that I sit on all day. It's great, but not cheap. And let's see here. What else is going on? Does Danny DeVito live in Calgary? Let's get ready to bagel. There you go. Yeah, that's true. A comment here, just a recap on your taking profit. As long as you have the same amount being taken out as you put in, then you won't owe taxes on what is still in your portfolio. No, not necessarily. If you have a profit, you have to pay a capital gains tax. But if you've got a capital loss, you can take capital losses against capital gains. And then if there's any gains or losses, then you can deal with it from there. So you have a capital gain in 1 year of $100,000, but you have capital losses of $50,000. You sell both positions, you have a capital gain to report of $50,000. You're now taxable on a $50,000 capital gain report, which maybe half is taxable. I don't know what the rules are where you live. But in Canada, you have a capital gain, you only have to pay tax on half of it. And so the first half is free, the other half is taxable. Okay, but that's after capital losses are taken out already. Let's go, Wally. Let's see. Some people should not own pets. I hear you. Some kids never deserve pets. Really, it's a fad for a week or two or a month, and then it's all over. It's just the way it is. Yeah. What can I say? Bless your heart, Bruce, for the kindness to that dog. Yeah, that pet, I think he lasted 10, 12 years, like years and years. And I think he was pretty well chained up the whole time. I think that the kid who got it played with the pet while it was a puppy, but when it became a certain size, he just locked it up, and they just kept it chained up, and it was now just tolerated. But that was 67, 68, 69. That was a different era. What can I say? Oh, man. Bruce would make a great professor on Gilligan's Island. Skipper, too. And Mr. Howell, yes. Jen is lovely. Oh, man. Yep. Oh, man. A free thinker. Bruce is more connected than we think. I went up to Canada to get some paparazzi pics of him and Jen at the border holding "We Love Costco" signs, and somebody shot me with a paintball gun from a bush. I mean, this guy's connected. Oh, man. And next time I get pulled over by cops, I'll try dropping that I know Uncle Bruce. And I own GameStop. Oh, man. Are we going on a 3-hour tour? Is that what we're going to do? 160.91, up 18 cents for the day on GameStop. The Dow down 69 points right now. I got your bail money, Sitting Bull. Don't worry. After you tell the cop you know Uncle Bruce, I got your bail money. Oh, man. So good. We need the stock to go up. I've got bail money too, but I have to sell some GameStop, which will take trade plus 2 days to clear. So have a seat. Oh, man. Jen would be ginger on Gilligan's Island. Was it just me having a thing for Mary Ann on Gilligan's Island, or why am I seeing so much news about Mary Ann's Gilligan Island days? Oh, man. Maybe the deputy will bring you a bagel. How about that? Holy bagel. Mounties wear the red uniforms in ceremonial occasions only. Yeah, it's the only time they wear those. My local grocery store loves you, man. Bagels, butter, grape jelly on short supply. Dear stock gods, please let my stocks go up. And I promise I'll never play with margin again. I've learned my lesson. Bruce, have your bagel logo put out in front of the seat, like the one on your green shirt. There you go. Was it Marianne or Ginger that just passed recently? Who passed? Was it Ginger that just passed recently? I think Marianne is Marianne already passed? I can't remember. I don't know. I'm back, says Reddit. It was Marianne, but I'm not sure. Marianne, December of 2020. She passed. Working the bagel, baby. Working it. When I close my eyes to meditate, I just hear Bruce eating his bagel. Oddly enough, it calms me down. Ginger is still alive. There we go. Marianne, she used to smoke weed at Gilligan years back. Remember that story? Oh, man. Bruce, have any bagel, jelly, or butter companies come to you for a mascot? You could be a lucky charm for butter. No, none yet. Too bad. I've never seen Gilligan's Island. 160.40, 159.99 right now. The black and white Tina Louise. Marianne just passed. Any thoughts on Tesla dropping below 700? No, not really. I don't think there's a line in the sand for Tesla. Oh boy, fantastic. What a delicious breakfast. Oh boy. Bagel with grape jelly on there. Oh man, sesame seed. Toasted sesame seed bagel with grape jelly. So fine, so good. Fantastic. The stock 159.69 didn't go up today, unfortunately. So it didn't have a run because I had a bagel. It says 159.69 right now. Low of the day on GameStop is 158.85. The volume now 731,000. Dead quiet on GameStop. Okay. For those of you who were not here at the opening, I talked about GameStop from a couple of angles. The one angle that I covered that I was happy to read about was the fact that there is an article out today talking about how GameStop shares are trading at 2.2 times sales, and as a company that's becoming an e-commerce company, that's extremely low. That e-commerce companies they can trade up to like 12 times sales, by the way. Many of them that are out there are trading at 6 to 8 times sales. But I was only thinking about if the if the company shares continue to trade at 2.2 times sales, we already know, if you hang out here enough, you kind of already know the fact that in the fourth quarter, they did just over $2 billion in sales. And it looks like the first quarter, they're going to do $2 billion in sales because all of the stores are open and all of the game consoles are selling out the minute they come in the front door. And so the numbers for GameStop have been rising dramatically. I think February was the first month of the first quarter. The February numbers were up 5.5% from the February a year before. And a year before, all the stores were open. So that's open stores to open stores, but with 12% fewer stores. The numbers were still up 5%. E-commerce has been taking up the difference. Then in March, the second month of the first quarter, sales were up 19% because last year, March, everything shut down. This year, everything's opened up. And so GameStop is way ahead of March this year versus March last year. We're now waiting for, of course, the April number and the first quarter in its entirety number. And so what we're wondering about is, are the sales going to be closer to the 2 billion mark for the first quarter of this year versus last year, which would then seem to indicate that the company could be well on its way to a much higher number this year than last year. Last year's sales were 5.1 billion or something like that in a COVID shutdown. The thinking is that it's possible that this year the numbers could be closer to 8 billion or beyond $8 billion. That would be higher than not only last year's number, but the year before that, bringing us back to 2019, 18, and 17 numbers. Well, 2.2 times sales of an $8 billion company would put the market cap at about $17 billion. That would be more than 50% higher than now. So that would put the stock at $250 a share, just based on the 2.2 times earnings. However, a company that is increasing its sales from 5 billion to 8 billion, and the possibility of going from 8 to 10 billion the year after, as they are building up their e-commerce presence, building out this New York, Pennsylvania, 700,000 square foot distribution center or fulfillment center, with among all the other management moves they're making and closing out stores and building up e-commerce, you now get a company that will trade at a higher sales multiple than 2.2 because the company is a grower. It is a quick growing entity. And it'll start to be compared with other e-commerce companies out there that are trading at much higher numbers on a per sales multiple basis. So if GameStop goes to say three times earnings or 3 times sales, 3.5 times sales, but they reach the 10 billion mark, that's where they're expected to go to. 3.5 times 10 billion is a $35 billion market cap company. Well, that's more than triple what we have here. We're at 11 billion market cap right now. Multiply that stock times 3, you have a $480 stock based on that kind of performance. I keep comparing GameStop to Chewy, which right now is a $35 billion market cap company. Right now, it's a $35 billion. GameStop is larger than Chewy. So if they just equal Chewy, you've got yourself a $400 or $500 stock. But Chewy is not going to stay still either. Chewy's growing and expanding out. GameStop will be larger than Chewy overall because they're doing worldwide sales e-commerce, not just domestic US only. So there will come a point in time where GameStop will be a more valuable company than Chewy is. The thinking is that in the next year to year and a half, Chewy could well hit 40 to 50 million market cap value. And if GameStop matches or beats that, look out! You get into the 40 to 50 billion market cap neighborhood for GameStop. You're at 700 a share now. You're starting to push $700 a share around for the stock price. I think by then it'll have split quite a bit. It might have split 10 for 1 by that point already. Don't know when, but by then certainly. And that could open it wide open even further. So there you go. The GameStop shares right now at 160.03 roughly. They're trading at a third of where they should really be at compared to just other companies in the space based on multiples, on sales multiples. That's all it is. But, you know, everyone has to decide. Right now, the market has decided that this moment in time, the GameStop value is $159.88. That's the price right at the second, $159.88. The possibility is a triple and beyond. Yes, it is. It always has been. But it's only in the last month or two that I think that more and more of the blogging and vlogging community are figuring this out. They're beginning to do the numbers and going, hey, gee, at these prices, they're only trading at 2.2 times sales. They only issued 3.5 million shares to raise $551 million. A year ago, had they released 3.5 million shares a year ago, they would have been lucky to bring in about $13 to $15 million. So stock was between $3 and $5 a share last year. This year, they sold it at $155. That's a whole lot of more money for a whole lot less paper, isn't it? So they didn't dilute themselves very much. They did a 4% dilution to issue some stock out to bring in $551 million. They just paid off their debt yesterday or last week. They paid off their long-term debt, $216 million, which was a 10% loan, interest of 10%. That's gone now. They don't pay $21 million a year in interest anymore. That flows to the bottom line of this company, adding to the profitability of GameStop. The turnaround and profitability of this company has just made a dramatic turn with two developments. $551 million fresh cash, paying off long-term debt. Total cash on hand now is over $950 million. That is about $15 a share in cash. They're sitting on $15 a share in cash. I'm not saying it justifies a 160 stock, just that figure. But you start putting this together, this together, this together, this together. You start putting the pieces together, and a new CEO coming, and Cohen taking over the chairmanship of the board of directors, and one step after another, a new fulfillment center in Pennsylvania, and on it goes. This stock is at 1/3 where it should be at compared to its competition. That's all I'm saying. Competition of other e-commerce companies. There you have it. So, folks, you have to decide for yourself when it's the bargain of bargains, and is 1/3 is a 66% off sale good enough for you to buy a stock, or do you need more? I don't know. And like I said before, if their game plan is to go to say 10 billion in sales and then to 15 billion in sales in say 3 years, if they're going to reach 15 billion in sales and trade at 4 times sales, they're going to be a $60 billion company. That is pushing $800-900 a share. We're at 161 right now. That's where we're at right now, up 27 cents, 161 a share at this moment in time. And can you wait around a year or two to get to take in 800 a share? Is that an okay time frame to wait? I know some of you need it this week. I get it. I know some of you folks, but generally speaking, can you hang around for a little bit of activity? We'll have to see. Anyway, there you go, guys. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out with me today. I appreciate that. And I hope you're having a good day today, enjoying these markets. The Dow now is down 29 points. Nothing too serious. It's recovered a bit. The S&P is up 9.9. NASDAQ is up 62. So the two of the three markets have turned around and gone positive again. The Dow now is only down 30 instead of down about 60 or 70 points. So there's a turnaround there as well. All right. Yeah, here we go. Uncle Bruce, you're only talking about the companies if it weren't shorted. That's right. That's true. I was in that case. Now, if you add the shorts along with the first quarter announcements and the new CEO announcement, we've got rockets. Exactly. This is exactly it. You follow the news that we were mentioning a little while ago as well. If you just got here, we were talking also today about how there are reports coming out from the SEC that certain derivative investments that were being used as collateral for short positions are no longer being accepted by investment bankers at the insistence of the SEC. The SEC has raised the bar for collateral. They've raised the collateral bar higher for investment bankers to accept to handle leveraged transactions. And that includes the shorting of stock and going long stock on margin. And if investment bankers really put the squeeze on margin accounts to bring in cash as opposed to triple B bonds or derivatives that are made up of all kinds of other investments. They won't accept those anymore as collateral. There may be a number of hedge funds that may have to make arrangements to lower their margin positions by selling out or buying back their GameStop, for example, because it is possible that the SEC has looked at the most over-leveraged positions in the marketplace and quickly have figured out that GameStop is so over-leveraged with respect to artificial short sales, failure to deliver certificate transactions, outstanding call options, naked call options. They're looking at these numbers and they might be horrified. And they're beginning to put the screws to some of these hedge funds to say, tighten it up and bring in cash or get out. Savage Meals, thank you, Savage Meals, for becoming a subscriber, a member of this channel, a member. I hope you're a subscriber too. I'm sure you are. All of you who are subscribers to this channel, thank you very much. Thank you for giving me thumbs ups. Thank you for hitting the bell notification icon if you're a subscriber. You're getting alerts from me. And Serge, thank you, or Savage Meals, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. You will now start to receive from time to time private email messages for members only. Whenever I come up with an announcement that you need to be aware of regarding the markets or regarding the shares that I'm following, the stocks that I follow, and or you will also be in line to receive first dibs, first notice of any new stocks that I'm adding to my favorites list. Members of this channel usually get a 24 to 48 hour head start on the new stocks that I start to follow. And you're now part of that group, and I appreciate you being here. Any of you out there who would like to be part of this group, please hit the link. I think it's up here at the top of this chat box. There should be a pinned message up there, and you can hit the link and become a member of this channel. And you too get to use the emojis. You get to make comments on this live show. You will get alerts, stock alerts, and stock tips, hot stock tips, first by being a member of this channel. And I thank you. Jen thanks you. We love it when new members come on board and join the party. This is beautiful. Savage, you will likely see a bunch of questions from people where they'll welcome you like this, welcoming you into the club. There's Savage. You're welcome to the group. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Those of you who are considering becoming a member, please do become one. Love to have you. We love you. And we're excited about what's coming up here. Like I say, the market's now getting a little better. The GameStop was just at 161.10 here. A little better again. How much do we need to raise? How much do we need to raise to get you to pursue a collaboration with Meet Kevin? I don't know if Meet Kevin wants to do a collaboration with me. He's such a big channel. He's got 1.5 million followers. I'm a puny little 100,000 channel. I mean, what's the upside for Kevin to want to meet with me? I'd love to talk to him. I like Kevin. I like Meet Kevin. He works hard. Oh man, does that guy work hard? Whew. But he's younger than I am. And I say kudos to Meet Kevin. I like the way he does his thing. He does good quality work, and he's a nonstop goer. He is a mover and a shaker, and I'm impressed. I am really impressed. Anyway, way to go, Meet Kevin. What's up with VGAC currently? What is up? It's down a dime at 10.25. And we're waiting. That's VACQ. It's down a dime. VGAC. Is that the one you're asking me about? VGAC. It's down 7 cents to 9.92. Richard Branson led deal. They are going to take over 23andMe, and they will have $950 million in their hands the minute they are listed. Should be done within the month, and I'm just waiting for the deal to close, and all heck will break loose. Right now, you are down to the last. I bet you might be down to 15 sessions left, trading sessions, to get into this stock before you are going to regret that you didn't get enough or you got any. But that's your call that you have to make. 161.22 on GameStop, up 49 cents. VGAC, 9.92, 8 cents below the offering price that they came out at. That's a bargain. I like it. Anyway, what can I tell you? What can I say? AMC is the opposite of Tesla and GameStop. Two are deep value stocks. Okay. I'm still recovering from last Friday, says Jay Ray. Don't tell all the secrets, says Selena Wally's World. Don't tell all the secrets. Don't undervalue yourself, Bruce. Maybe you should be on his channel. We're worth 10-1 split on all other channels. He's crazy to run for governor. I don't think that's happening. But it makes for a good shtick. Whatever it is. I'm cool. I switched between you and Meet Kevin. You guys are always top notch, says Josh. Well, thank you for that. I don't mind being compared to Meet Kevin. I like his work. Did you see Hertz? No, I don't look at Hertz. 800,000 volumes. 800,000 volume on GameStop. Sheesh. 161.53 up 80 cents. Is the Friday Fest on Discord like a mass Zoom show? Friday Fest. Well, Friday is Friday afternoons, the last hour of the day. Friday. That's right after the close of the market. There seems to be a libation game being played on this channel through here and then over to Discord. And it was quite wacky last Friday. It was quite entertaining. You may want to check this one out. Sitting Bull, Stock Market with Bruce. You also get Naked, Tom Jones, Blizzard, Survival Tales. You've got more stuff. You talk more stories than other channels. Well, I've been around a while. I've had my chances. I don't know. GameStop's coming up 161.16 right now. And VGAC has a new S4 filing. Does it tell us how soon the merger's happening? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I'm not sure. Maybe one of you can check it out. Let me know. Thanks for addressing it, Bruce. I am in and I'm adding to that position. Meet Kevin. I can provide bacon for you. That's the other Meet Kevin, not the Meet Kevin we're talking about. Dana, I'm out of the buy mode this day. What else is going on? It's on sale. Bruce is the most valuable asset in my portfolio. Yo, what up, people? Let's see. My IPOE average is down to 16. Okay. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah. Bruce, you gave us up earlier today. Told the secret that we're pretending to work. I think you know a guy. I just added 50 more shares of VGAC. Did someone say bacon? The reason I want to see you talk with Meet Kevin about GameStop is because he doesn't get it. You simply breaking down everything might change his mind with 1 million plus people that could get it, could see it. Well, I don't want to be confrontational. I mean, I'm just, maybe he and I can share our thoughts. He has his thoughts. I have my thoughts. Maybe we should get him on my channel. We should Meet Kevin on here. I don't know. Would he tell his viewers that he's going to be coming on my channel? I don't know if he'd do that. But I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, there you go. Picked up more NSH on deep discount today. Well done. Bruce Cheeks turned orange. Did it? Okay. I don't know. Doing the best I can. I love Bruce. He's the truth. Thank you. Nothing confrontational. Laughing out loud. You should totally get him on your channel. You should Meet Kevin to come on your channel live right now. You should get him on here, and we should hang out together. There you go. That'd be fun. I'd love to have Meet Kevin join me. He's an okay guy. I don't have a problem with Meet Kevin at all. I like him. I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. Is he on the air right now? Let's see. Is Meet Kevin on the air right now? I mean, if he's not on the air, he's busy. He's got a lot going on. Let me take a look over here. He was on 25 minutes ago, and he was on for an hour, and then he's off the air. And I don't see him on the air right now, according to my stuff. But he could be in the middle of editing right now. So he could be very, very, very busy. But he's a cool guy. I like Meet Kevin. Kevin's all right. What the hey? No problem with Meet Kevin. Let's see, where are we at here? He's 29 years old now too. Isn't that incredible? Wow. I'm just gonna send him an email. Hang on. I'm just sending him an email. I'm not a robot, and I'm trying to get a message to him. But this is probably just gonna go to like an inbox somewhere. I'm not sure if it's gonna get to him, if he's gonna see this message or not. If anybody knows him, maybe you could say, hey, Bruce wants to send an email. He wants you to join up. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? anyway, I can't get my email thing isn't working properly. It's all screwed up. Let me see if I can do this another way. Let's see if I can do this. Copy email address. Go to my email thing, and I'll go to my folder. Send them a new message. Just stand by. We're gonna reach out to Meet Kevin right now. Come join me live. Let's see. Come join me live right now. Right now. And then we'll see if he responds. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. And let's see what I'll say here. It's Uncle Bruce here. Uncle Bruce here with Stock Markets with Bruce. Stock Markets with Bruce. Let's just stay. Wait with me, people. Bear with me. With Bruce. Bruce. And then I'm on the air right now. I'm on the air. I'm on the air live right now. Right now. Would you like to join us? Would you like to join me for a quick hello? A quick hello to my followers. Question mark. How about that? Just let me know. Yeah, just let me know. Let me know. And I will send you a link on my StreamYard. StreamYard, where there we go. Got to put an M in there because it's not StrayYard. StreamYard. I'll just send a link on my StreamYard software. Okay. Kindest regards, but we'll do kind regards. Kind regards. Uncle Bruce. Uncle Bruce. And then AKA, and I'll put in my real name so he knows it's me. It's really me. It's really me, Kevin. It's really me. Let's see. Don't join me. Okay, I'm going to send it right now. I've sent the message. I've sent him an email. So I've asked Meet Kevin if he'd like to join me. If anybody knows Meet Kevin personally, send him a typo or send him a text. If you know how to reach him, quick, talk to him. And let's see if we can get him on the air. Maybe we can get him on here to join us. And maybe he'll pop in and say hi. Wouldn't that be great? That'd be fantastic. Yeah, emails with Bruce, right? That sounds good so far. What do you think? Should we have him on the air? That'd be fun. I'd love to talk. I could be on this side here. He'd be on this side over here. Yeah, that'd be okay. Whatever, you know. Well, I'm on the air. I mean, he's not on the air, so I can't go to his channel. He's not on the air, but I'm on the air right now. You can come over here. So, you know, that would work. I have to plug in my phone because I'm going to lose power. Hopefully he'll respond and pop by, say, hey, how you doing, man? That'd be great. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking for email responses in case he pops one up here. And you never know. You never know. Sometimes some YouTubers will shock you, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'd love to pop on. You know who we should get on? You know who I'd love to get on? I don't know. I'm putting him on the spot, and I don't know if he's watching. And if you're watching, forgive me. But we should get Markiplier on here. Should we get Markiplier on here? That'd be fun. Because he's been so good to me. He's been just so generous to this YouTuber. You have no idea. I would love to get Markiplier on here and have him say hi to all you guys, and you could say hi to him. And, you know, because Markiplier follows the markets too, and I think Markiplier told me his girlfriend follows the markets too. And what if I get him on here for like 5 minutes or something? That'd be fun. Anyway, I just put the word out there. I don't know if any of these guys want to do any of this. You never know. Whatever, you know. we'd have fun. That would be cool. Yes, Markiplier is the bomb. Now that I know. I see. You know who that is, right? Wouldn't that be great? I have a 29 million subscriber YouTuber on my show. I mean, Meet Kevin is 1.5 million. I mean, just get Meet Kevin on here. Whew, that's incredible. That right there. We'll get them both on at the same time. I'll have all three of us on. How about that? Then we'll have over 30 million subscribers on this channel at one time. The representing 30 million subscribers, of which I have 100,000. Am I holding my breath? Nope. I'm breathing. Mark's in Canada right now. Oh, okay. Maybe he can't do it. Maybe he can. He's huge. Get Andrew Mo. That would be cool. I don't know about Andrew Mo. Too confrontational. Let's see. Who else we got here? I like the video of him raging over a game called Getting Over It. Markiplier's 29 million subs, man. Yeah, he's big. Let's see. Does Kevin do more than just read comments? Oh my. We have sent a message. Would you like to join us for tea and crumpets? There you go. Try to get Jim Carrey. Maybe we get Jim Carrey on here. I don't know Jim Carrey. I would love to know Jim Carrey, but I don't know Jim Carrey. Although I got to tell you, I love the show that Jim Carrey did with the appearance that he did on Jerry Seinfeld's Comedians and getting in cars, getting coffee. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. That was neat watching Jim Carrey there. That I really enjoyed that. Lots of fun. Okay, here we go. Funny to think these other guys have millions of subscribers with 5% of the experience of stock markets with Bruce. The right exposure will send Bruce to the moon. There you go. I'll tell Kevin I'll vote for him if he does a show with you. How about that? Mark can stop by from Creston. He can just stop by here. Andrew is boring. I can read Reddit myself. Thank you very much. Uncle Bruce does more than read comments. Let's see. Markiplier's movies. After he stopped in here a few months ago, it was like, who is like, is this? Well, I've been sleeping at the wheel, obviously. Jim Carrey is a lunatic, but he's a good lunatic. We should try to get Jen on in living color. Markiplier or Kev would be insane. I have a nice Kevin who is a free to appear any day, anytime. That's true. You do. Wally. Oh, okay. Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber skit. Carrey's a Canadian machine, just like Uncle Bruce. Ace Ventura is one of my favorite movies, along with Dumb and Dumber. I think Jim Carrey will have a better legacy than the last 10 years as they regarded him. You could try Jim Carrey, the former Capitals goaltender. Aaron, fair enough. Why do you think I'm here? I do like his content, though. Sitting Bull, Andrew can be too much just reading due diligence, but he's improving. Andrew does almost nonstop streaming, and there's no way for a person to put up that much content from his own mind. I know Jim Carrey, and he loves Uncle Bruce. Well, there you go. Thank you. Let him know. He's more than welcome to join here. I'll be happy to send him a link, and he can join in if you like. John, Andrew Mo is a data specialist dope that reads into the robot and spits out others. Dinosaur, Uncle Bruce, why is GameStop volume so low today? Just not as much activity. Dober Mamba, yes, Markiplier, we should get him. Bruce, when are you getting over 100? When are you going to get your 100,000 subscriber plaque? Well, Markiplier helped me out with that and put the word into YouTube and asked for me about what the deal is, because he has contacts there, because, almost 30 million subscribers, and then got back to me and said that they are months and months behind, way behind. So just sit tight. So that's all I'm doing. I'm sitting tight. Still looking at my email. I got my email right here, my inbox. No message from Meet Kevin yet, but I'm not expecting one. If we get one, great. If Meet Kevin shows up here on the chat, that would be kind of cool. But I'd sure love to have Meet Kevin join us here. That would be kind of cool. Tell him to bring Kevin Bacon, says Sitting Bull. Wally's, Sharon, your Kevin's Voyage just showed up at my door yesterday. Beautiful. The book has showed up. Waffle Raptor, have you ever seen the documentary about him staying in the character during Andy Kaufman moving? It's pretty well. I have not. I didn't want to watch that. I didn't. It kind of creeps me out, and I didn't want to go that creepy. I just can't. No, I didn't want to do that. I get my spiritual advice from Jim Carrey and my stock market advice from Bruce. Yes, please. Aaron, he seems like a nice guy, and his dog is cool. I just don't like his videos. Ha ha. Glenn, who remembers Jim Carrey as Fire Marshal Bill? Oh yeah. Kelly's where Kevin Bacon knew everybody in 6 Degrees. That's true. Dober Mama, threesome with Bruce. Oh my. Sydney Bull, and ask Kevin Bacon to bring his wife, who might want to be a whale for GameStop. My goodness, how come we went to Kevin Bacon all of a sudden? What's going on here? JJ, somebody reprogram hologram to stop using the emoji Let's see. Good Dog's dad. And who said Uncle Bruce does more than just read comments? Jim Carrey, Jacuzzi Lifeguard, SNL. Bruce, if you can have anyone on your show, who would you pick? Who? Oh my gosh, who would I pick if I could have anyone on my show? Oh my gosh, there can't be one. There can't be just one. But a few. I'll give you like a top 10. Like Paul McCartney. Yeah. Okay. I'll talk about whatever he wants to talk about. Paul, you're not doing anything. You're hanging around. Can't travel like you want to travel. You want to visit a little bit. Talk about your latest endeavors, whatever. I'm here anytime. Want to talk about music? Want to talk about the Beatles? Not the Beatles. It's you tell me what you want to talk about. Who else would I love to have on this show? If anyone, I'd love Jerry Seinfeld. I would love to have Jerry here, only because I just really like how down to earth Jerry is on his show, and in any interview I've ever seen him do, he's just Jerry, and I would just love to have that Jerry here, just shoot the breeze about whatever. But I don't know if we'd have much to talk about because I think we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. But then again, maybe. But I don't know. I just, Seinfeld would be kind of cool. Yeah, I'd love that. Who else? Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. Who else would we like to have here to talk to? Jennifer. We get Jennifer Aniston on here to hang out with us to talk about, the similarities between my wife and her. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know if she'd enjoy that very much though. That's thing. I don't want someone to be here and be uncomfortable and not happy. I don't want to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Yeah, there's possibilities. How about Barack Obama? That'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind hanging out with him a little bit. Kind of a smart guy, but don't want to offend anybody, Who else would I love to bring out here? I don't know. Who else? Not sure. I'm not sure. When it's anybody, you're just opening it up to a world, beyond. You got to let me think about this. Jim Carrey is one of my favorite comedians. All the good ones I eventually snap and have years of crazy. Watch for his rehab and return. I'm not a fan of Kevin. Hologram done. Tell him to bring bacon for Eaton. Great news, Wally. Is Meat Kevin or is it Meat Kevin? It's MEET Kevin. Meat Kevin. He's not a cook. He's not a celebrity chef. It's Meat Kevin. All right. There you go. That wasn't creepy. Go GameStop. That was pretty crazy. Jim Carrey is top class, insane, and totally brilliant. The gosh darn pen is blue. Let's see. Okay. So I only saw him once outside his trailer in Jamestown, Rhode Island when I was a kid, but I bet he'd love Bruce. He'd love Bruce. Jim Carrey is a phenomenal painter. Apparently he is. I found it really interesting, though. Lethal Voyage by Kevin Chapman is my kind of book, so can't wait to dig in. There you go. Lethal Voyage. Kevin Chapman, pick yours up today. Let me see. I got mine right here. Here we go, right here. Pick up this book, Kevin Chapman, Lethal Voyage. Get yours today. You betcha. Get yourself a cruise, 6-day cruise from the comfort of your own couch. Mark Blue Skies. Let me tell you something. I think you'll like it, Wally. Carrie and Kramer. Meatball is definitely the star of the show. You mean William Campbell? You probably should stay away from Jennifer Aniston for a guest on the show. You probably should stay away from her. You know who I'd like to have on here for fun? It would be a lot of fun. I would love to have John Hamm here. John Hamm, Mad Men, the guy who was the lead actor in Mad Men. I think that would be a fun chat. I think that would be a really fun chat. John Hamm loves hockey, St. Louis Blue hockey fan from St. Louis, and we'd instantly bond with hockey talk right there. But I just love the work that man has done. It's just phenomenal work. We're spoiled in Canada. We get him on commercials up here. He's done a bunch of commercials for this food delivery service company. I think it's called Skip the Dishes or something like that. And these are hilarious ads, 30-second ads. They're just hilarious. He's just
brilliant. He's just so good. He was on 30 Rock with Tina Fey, and he's been on Saturday Night Live, of course. And speaking of Tina Fey, anytime, day or night, Tina Fey. Now that would be someone I would love to talk to. Tina Fey, that is one gal that I so respect. That would be someone to really have a chat with. But boy, Tina Fey, one busy woman and phenomenally successful. And God bless her for all the work she's done. So many laughs. Love her. Wait a second. 1,800 viewing, and there's 7 links to someone knows Kevin Bacon already. What's going in? I feel it already. Random celebs for Uncle Bruce show. Let's go. Have Dana Carvey on to impersonate you, and you spend the show impersonating him doing other impersonations. Nah-ga-da. Oh, man. Dana Carvey. Oh, anytime, Dana. You're welcome to come on here anytime you want. I don't know if we'd have much to talk to, but kind of in our 60s. You know, he's in his 60s. I'm in my 60s. So, you know, we're of that generation. But, oh man. Mike Myers. Love to talk to Mike Myers. Talking about Toronto Maple Leafs and talking hockey and talking Canada and just life itself. Unbelievable. Yep. I would love to have had, if I could go back in time, I would love to have had Art Linkletter on here. Just to introduce you people to who Art Linkletter was, for you to be able to hear this man for 15 minutes, you'd be going, holy crap, does this guy know stuff? Yeah, he's not with us anymore. He died in his 90s, lived a full life, incredible life. But Art Linkletter would have been an interview of interviews. Oh, man, would love that. This is my favorite episode, the Kevin episode. Don't say Vlad. Don't say Vlad. Don't say Vlad. His paintings are whatever. How about McCartney's Wings? How about Paul McCartney's Wings? 10 some with Bruce. Jerry is class. Morton Downey Jr. What kind of reputation does Canadian Ken O'Leary have in Canada? We know of him. Of course, he tried to run for the Conservative Party of Canada for the leadership of the party before the last election or something like that. It was a flop, and it was just we looked at it as a sad publicity stunt and I called it a waste of his time. I think Kevin O'Leary has much more important things to do than worry about that crap. Anyway, there was never a chance. You should have Christopher Walken on. How about that? Larry David. Now that would be fun. I think Larry would look at me going, "What am I doing here? Why am I even here? You don't even need me for. What are we going to talk about?" I've got nothing to give you. There's nothing here. Oh my gosh. Aaron, Bruce in Jerry's car driving around with coffee. I saw Jerry Seinfeld in person and he's a riot. I couldn't stop laughing. I saw Jerry in person here in Calgary when he was here at the Jubilee Auditorium. My cousin and I went out to see him and hilarious. Absolutely phenomenal. About, 2,500 people. It was a sellout. Incredible. So the richest musician of all time or the richest comedian of all time? Well, shoot for the top. You said anyone. GameStop is jumping. What's it doing? What's GameStop doing? Is it really jumping? What are we doing? 160? What are we doing? 160.75? 161.98. Hey, it's moving. Yay. Okay, keep going. Conan O'Brien, he's a holder of GameStop. Conan, I think he just announced kind of the ending of his show coming up. I think he's finishing it off. And so Conan will move on to other areas. Way to go, Conan. Anyone like Ryan Cohen? Wouldn't mind interviewing Ryan Cohen. But I think, Ryan would be under, some really, strict rules to talk. He wouldn't be free to really express himself like he'd like to, perhaps. I don't know. But maybe there's something there. GameStop making a run, 161.87. I don't see a run. Whatever it is. Andy Lee, Deadpool, he's Canadian too. Quite the list, Bruce. Waiting for the possibility that maybe Meet Kevin might respond to my email. I haven't seen the response yet, and I forgive him because that email address that I have that I sent it to, that could well be full of 1,000 emails a day, and he's probably got employees who run that site all the time. So don't expect anyone to even read that message while I'm on the air here to even respond to that message. But anytime Meet Kevin would like to be on this show, if he'd ever want to be on this channel, he's more than welcome. And if he wants to have me on his show, oh, sure, yeah, of course. But don't hold your breath. We never know about something like that. Anyway, Reddit, Deadpool, get Ryan Cohen.
Roaring Kitty, Bill Cosby, DFT would be cool. Ryan Cohen, Roaring Kitty, the head of the SEC, so we can ask the dilution of stocks by counterfeit shares. Oh man, gotcha journalism. Try to get Kim Jong-un on here. Bring Tony on. He's famous. Got to bring on Tony. Watching you school the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. GameStop would be the highlight of the year. Oh my gosh. Oh man, get Obama on and ask him how he increased his wealth by 100 times. All the gritty details, please. Well, just like every other ex-president, how do you increase your wealth by 100 times? You sign book deals. You get brought onto boards. You do speeches like everyone else. Of course. How else do you think it's getting done? What can I say? Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Who else is here? I grew up in the same neighborhood as Jim Carrey's parents, the Capitals goaltender, that is. I think it's spreading, says Reddit. Exotic Joe from prison. Lisa B, Roaring Kitty would be awesome. Barek would be cool. Jim Carrey would be awesome, too. 1 month of badge. Yay. Good morning, Bruce. Hope you're having a great day. You got your new badge. That's fabulous. 161.88 on GameStop. Go, GameStop. Let's see. I started with you and Jen, Uncle Bruce. No one was truthful. Okay. MVIS is moving. Is it making a run? Oh, what's happening with MVIS? It is up 16 cents. It's recovered from the low of the day. It's nice to see. AMC down a dime still, unfortunately. Not much going on there. The Dow is up 53 points. It's recovered, so that's good to see. S&P up 13, NASDAQ up 65. The U.S. birth rate in 2020 was the lowest since 1979. Headline, wow. The lowest since 1979. Canada authorizes Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds. How about that? I got the virus. I got the Pfizer. I got the Pfizer shot when I had mine. No side effects. We're all good. Let's see what's happening. I'm infected. Oprah, lethal voyage will be like cruising in my mind. Let's see. Oh, Oprah, if your people are listening, get Oprah in here. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Uncle Bruce, you just said it. Add another channel to Stock Markets with Bruce at Traveling with Bruce. You can call it Hockey Talk. There you go. Kevin Bacon hangs out in my hometown, so that puts me only 5 degrees away from him. 5 degrees separation. One of the funniest women on the planet, Tina Fey. Absolutely, she's incredible. That would be like that's huge. That would be phenomenal. Getting Tina Fey on this little channel. Are you kidding me? Oh my God! Just talking to her on the phone. Just have a phone call with her. Oh my God! What can I say? What can I say? No message from me, Kevin. He hasn't responded back to me, but he's busy. Let's cut him a break. He's a busy guy, and it's okay. Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin is a vegetarian. If Oprah comes on, I'm out. Duplicate the Bruce. Clone the Bruce. Dana Carvey's awesome. That'd be fun. Church lady. Dana, you're always welcome here. This time next year, you might get your pick of folks wanting to be on this show. I don't know about that. 1,000 points a line. Stay the course. 1,000 points. Oh, gosh, Mike Myers. Oh, that would be so much fun. Norm Macdonald. Oh, my God, Norm Macdonald. Oh, my gosh. Hockey's the love of his life. Yes. Right. To paraphrase my favorite 30 Rock line, the stock market is like check-in at an Italian airport. There are no rules. One of my favorite lines from 30 Rock is when Liz Lemon comes into Jack Donaghy's office at like 4:45 in the afternoon or something like that. And she says, Jack, and he turns around and he goes, yes, Lemon. And he turns around, he's wearing a full-blown tuxedo. She goes, oh, you're wearing a tuxedo already? He says, it's almost 5 o'clock. What do you think I am, a farmer? Weekday wearing a tuxedo. Art Linkletter. Oh, that would be something. Norm, Red Fox. Now we're talking bacon. Get Joe Rogan. That'll get some people in here. Bruce, why didn't Tom Wilson get a suspension? He doesn't belong in the league. I don't know who that is. Bruce says the darndest things. Jack Benny. Hey, guys. Oh, boy. Okay, let's get back to stonks. Art Linkletter was as sharp as a tack. Uncle Bruce must abate Bobcat Goldthwait. You should get that giant dude from Game of Thrones to see what it looks like for him to try to fit on a Zoom chat. Oh, man. Bring Chris Farley back from the dead, Uncle Bruce. You can do it. Oh, man. Ryan Reynolds. Sylvester Stallone. Every time you see ever see a thing, a stonker takes a toke. Oh no, I saw Steve Martin and Martin Short last year when they were here. It was great, and of course, hilarious. They said they intentionally kept politics out of it. Smart move. Yeah, either of those guys would be wonderful. My gosh, Kevin O'Leary's wife running over and killing someone with her back boat kind of sunk Kevin O'Leary. Didn't help. Matt Hunter, good morning, everybody. The volume is too low, so low in GameStop today that a buy order of 15,000 shares moves the stock over $1. 161.93, up $1.20 on the morning right now. GameStop is trading volume now of 964,000. We're talking dead quiet here. There's nothing going on. AMC still down 8 cents to 932, but it's coming back on a bit. And Microvision up 11 cents to 15.51. That's what we got going on. 15-cent gain on Fifth Wall acquisition, the latest SPAC to my list of favorites. But that's really about it. The other SPACs are virtually unchanged or down a bit. IPOE down 19 cents and Gore's Holding down 6, although that's up from the low of the day. The Dow up 61, Microsoft up a quarter, Apple up $1.82, Tesla up 354 to 677. So that's what we got on the markets, guys. What can I say? We're here. We're waiting to see if we get a message from Meet Kevin. Would you like to join us live right now on the spot? Would you like to join us? Have a say hi. I don't know. Don't know if that's going to happen. I haven't heard anything back yet. I sent an email message, and we'll see what's going on here. Let's see. Other comments here. We're getting lots of suggestions about who you should get on the show. Who should you get on your channel as a guest? One and a two. How about a fantasy roundtable with Art Linkletter, Steve Allen, and Dorothy Kilgallen? Now you're talking. Now you're talking. That would be a pretty cool panel for sure. Wait a minute, that was Sir Lawrence Welk, Dr. Susan Trembat. Castro might be a good fit. Let's see here. Trevor, congrats on your 1-month bagel batch. You are in the crowd, man. You're in there. Fantastic. Thank you and welcome. Just starting. I was just listening to the daily about the decrease in Japanese birth rate. Conan got Jade. Let's see. Let's see. Bring in Lincoln. Okay, I like Mikey Myers, Adam Sandler, Dana Carvey too. Oh my gosh, you remember her doing Sarah Palin? That was hilarious. It sure was. Ed Grimley, Wanda Sykes, along with Jamie Foxx, a tag team, but oh my gosh. Hey, listen, when you start having celebrity guests, don't forget about us over here, okay? How about Bill Murray? Oh, how about Bill Murray? Oh man. How about Bill Murray? Oh my God, that would be fun. Tom Wilson, that's right, Tom Wilson. Are you talking about Biff? Is that who you talk? I would love to have Tom Wilson on this show. Biff from Back to the Future. I have watched YouTube videos, and I'm tell me if I'm right. I think I'm right. It's Tom Wilson that was in Back to the Future. I've seen YouTube videos of him in front of an audience talking about his life. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. It's just I would pay to go to watch him to talk. He is fantastic. Tom Wilson, hey, Tom, you out there? Hello. You're welcome here anytime, buddy. Tell us what you're up to, and yeah, that would be. Oh, Tom Wilson, you betcha. You're warm welcome here. Absolutely correct. That would be fantastic. How about Elon Musk? Well, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have Elon on here. I'm not sure if he hasn't. I don't think it's time. Bill Murray, that would be the best. No, Tom Wilson's Capital Winger. No, I'm thinking Biff from Back to the Future. That's who I want. Let's go here. No, Tom Wilson is the thug on the Washington Capitals who attacked 2 Rangers players the other night. Well, I'm not looking for that guy. No, I'm not looking for that guy. I'm looking for Wilson. I think is it Tim Wilson or is it Tom Wilson? I'm not sure. Let's see. Biff. Back to the Future. We're talking about Bill Tannen, Biff Tannen, Thomas F. Wilson. It's Tom Wilson. Thomas F. Wilson. Boy, would I love to have him on here. That would be fun. That would really be fun. Benny Hill. We are at 162.79. They say 162.62. We're up. a little bit more of $1.92 on GameStop. Woohoo! Yeah, there's both. Those are both Toms. Tom Wilson is an NHL goon. Tom Wilson is Biff. That's right. Tom Wilson is Biff. Thomas F. Wilson. Yes. That would be fun. Oh, that would be so much fun to talk to him. Because we're both kind of C-level. So like he's like a B-level celebrity, and I'm like a D-level YouTuber. Oh my gosh. That would be fun to talk to him about his world. Oh, Rowan Atkinson. Oh, would that be something? Rowan Atkinson. Oh, you know what I'd love to have? I'd love to have Monty Python Flying Circus, the tallest of them all. Who am I talking about, Jen? Cleese, John Cleese. If he would ever like to spend a little bit of time with a struggling YouTuber, John Cleese would be so much fun. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Nick Cage, how am I not in this movie? Yes, John Cleese. Yes, John Cleese, Bruce. Get John Cleese on here. Have him on here. We wouldn't talk stocks, of course, so I'm not going to intimidate these people and say, let's talk about the stock market. Although I'd answer any questions they had if they had any. I'd be more than happy to help them. But no. That's not going to happen. Who?
Eric Idle.
Oh, Eric Idle. Jennifer says, get Eric Idle. Yeah, that'll be fun too. That would be a wonderful guest. I get the two of them together. Impossible. But yes. And then isn't there, what's the other guy's name? Is it Palin? Palin? The third member of Monty Python, Eric Palin? No. John Cleese, and she'll tell me in a sec. She's going to look it up. She's cheating. Yeah, she's Googling it. Yeah, Eric too, they say. And Eric, yeah, Michael Palin. Thank you, Fargan. My viewers are faster than Jen is. You guys are so fast. You're right there for me. That would be fun. You know who I'd love to have here too? Alec Baldwin. I've seen Alec Baldwin twice on Jerry Seinfeld having coffee with that guy. Oh, that would be something. Ricky Gervais. Oh, that would be out of control. Rick Astley. Let's get Rick Astley on here. Michael Palin. Andy Samberg. Let's see. Michael Palin. Dropping the finger hammers. Oh, my gosh. We'd have fun. We'd have a lot of fun. Anyway, folks, you let me know who you want on this channel, and I'll definitely not be able to get them. You tell me exactly who you want, and I know for a fact that I will not be able to get them on the show. Okay. Although if any of them want to be on, and any of them are watching, any of their friends are watching, someone that they know is watching, and you mention it to them, and they say, "Oh, that'd be kind of cool." Oh, that'd be great. But I'm not sorry. Alec would be blast, just in and out of character all the time. Bruce would never give up. Bruce would never give up. Rick. No, thank you to Alec Baldwin. No, thank you. Will Smith. I'm free next Wednesday morning, says Colin. All right, see you guys at 3. Steve Nash. Remember the Robert Conrad battery commercial? Go ahead and knock it off. I dare you to knock it off. You remember the Johnny Carson takeoff of that commercial? Oh, classic. I saw the Monty Python Spamalot play. So good. I did too. I was in New York with my daughter. We saw Spamalot on Broadway. Loved it. Putin. You never know. And Will Smith would be sweet. He could be great. Bruce would never let Rick down. Never. He would never let him down. No, never let him down. 162.37 on GameStop, up $1.92. For those of you interested in GameStop, Bruce does the consistent show, low volume and sideways trading make you vulnerable to bears. No, not really. Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Report, maybe that guy. Michael Bublé from the 8-pack of bubbly. If you get Joe Rogan, you're going to have to smoke a doobie with him on the air like Elon Musk. Not going to happen. Not good. I take Mike Myers. Well, we talked about that. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. Yeah, we talked about that. And Tina Fey, of course. Got to get Tina Fey on here. Yeah, got to get. I have a hall pass. I do. I have a hall pass for Tina Fey. Did you know that? Yeah, I do. I won't tell her that though. I don't want to, I don't want to freak her out because she's gonna go, oh great, oh yeah, I'm gonna hang out with a guy on YouTube who's got a hall pass for me. Oh, that's all I need. I might have just blown my chance to have her on here. Alec, as Paul Lind on Saturday Night Live and parody of the Actors Studio, hilarious. Yes, and also as the takeoff on the Boy Scout leader, and also the singer. Oh gosh, left my heart in San Francisco. Tony Bennett. With Martin Martin Short hanging on his leg as the sidekick. Oh, classically funny. We've been married way too long. That's right. She knows everything I want to say. 1,000 points of light for the Doob. How about the Donald along with interpreter? No, thank you. GameStop halted. 162.03. I don't think it's halted. It's 162.03. No, it's not halted. More wheat jokes. I'd rather Molly Shannon book them down 050. I'm Vivi. Molly Shannon would be fun. That would be a fun interview. Bring the Dodge father on. You should have Alec Baldwin on as Mr. Schweddy. Wally's World. Hall Pass. You kill me, Uncle Bruce. I've only heard that from my 70s friends. Hall Pass. Why is GameStop halted? It's not. It's 162.23. It's trading. Buy and hold. No, thank you. Laughing out loud. 162.23. I don't think it's halted unless I'm missing something. Anyone missing anything? Is it halted? Anybody know? Anyone? Bueller. 162.23. 162.23. Might be halted. Maybe it's halted. Is it halted? Brian Cranston. Oh my gosh. Halted the price by the look of things. Yep, it's halted. Sweaty Ball is one of my favorite skits. The price seems frozen. Trump will save America. The volume is just so low, it's barely moving, but IPOE is also frozen. Mine is halted. I think it's just trading so slow, it's invisible. 32 just moved up to 32. I don't think it's halted. It's halted. People saying it doesn't say it's halted. So we don't see it halted. It doesn't say it's halted. So we don't think it's halted. We're wondering if it's halted, but we don't see anything saying it's halted. There you go. I'm looking at my quotes over here, and we got nothing. We got nothing over there. Anything over there? Over there. A press release from GameStop? Nope, no press release. Anything on the Dow Jones Newswire? Nope. We got nothing, but it is 162.32. Just sitting there. I will grant you that. Waiting. Why is it halted? It's halted. It's frozen. Halted. New York City doesn't say it's halted. 1 minute. You should have Ben Stein on. He's awesome. John Van. We're wondering. Fidelity halted. Not halted. Just standing still. I just looked at the halted list and it's currently halted. It's trading around level 2. It's moved. All the stocks are actually frozen. Reopened. It moved. Not halted. 162.48. We're not sure what's going on. The Dow is up 76. S&P is up 14. NASDAQ up 64. And that's where we're at right now. 162.28 on the GameStop. We don't know. Is it halted because Meet Kevin is going to be on the air? Is it halted because we're going to get other guests on the air? Is that what it is? No, I don't have any messages about that. So no, this is wild. Back up. Hey, Bruce, what do you think of those reports overseas of the buy orders GameStop were not being fulfilled? I don't understand it. I can't figure it out. They have 650,000 shares left for them to short. Why would it be halted? 162.28 stock and market crash. Moving again, going down 162.30. There it goes. It's back on. Just started moving. 162.30. 162.30. Laugh out loud. Bruce, you are an absolute legend. Thanks for all the entertainment. Well, thank you for the compliment about that. Thank you. 162.35 up 192 on the stock. I don't know what's going on. We're here. We're ready to report on whatever it wants to. You want to go to the moon? Let's go to the moon. I don't know. Maybe the frothing is happening. My Yahoo app glitched real bad and the line went off screen. 132.35. It looks like everything is kind of glitchy. 162.65. A little better. Wasn't halted. We had zero volume for nearly 120 seconds. The countries are asking for stock certificates. They can. Glitch in the matrix. Maybe it's halted for certain broker platform. They can't get them. Extra froth. 162.63 now. That's where we're at. Up $1.90. Up $1.92. Volume on GameStop. 1.04 million. Very quiet. 162.50 now. I got nothing. Is this moist? Is it moist froth? Joseph, $2 donation. That's weird. It seems like the market is wild. CDEV. I don't know what that is. Where are we at now? Here we go. When all your SPACs start merging, we will have another one-on-one for sure. Oh yeah. DQ. What is a similar cat or the same cat? Maybe margin called. Let's run. 162.50, very, very spotty trading going on right now. 162.63 as we're just trying to watch what's going on here. What can I tell you? Maybe it's a margin call. Let's run. That was strange. We all have our wonderments. What is it? What's going on? We don't know. AMC down 8 cents to 9.31. Microvision up 18 cents. Microvision 15.58. Fifth Wall acquisition 11.15, up 23 cents. It's going higher. It's just going higher. My mind was halted. More watermelon, please. My mind was halted, says Wally's World. Good point there. 162.90 on the stock now. GameStop is now trading just below its high of the day, 163.75. So if it can break through 163, it's on take a shot to the new high of the day. There it goes, 163 right now. Will it go through 163 and take a shot past 163.75? And let's see what happens. Maybe the market just hit its funny bone and had to stop everything for a second. Kind of happens to me from time to time. 163. Got a stinger, a little stinger, kind of, had to go see the trainer. Rub a little dirt on it, and get it figured out. I remember when the last time there was a pause, a giant candle appeared on the chart. 163 right now on GameStop, 162.96, volume 1,060,000 shares. We're talking nothing, man. We're talking quiet. 162.97. Let's go to the moon and have a master bagel. Walk it off, New York Stock Exchange. Walk it off. I got my GameStop emails from Schwab regarding the proxy vote. Woohoo! Rerouted away from the dark pool. Maybe they're figuring out that, oh my God, we have 200 million shares voting on the annual meeting from all the handouts, and we only have 73 million votes we're allowed to accept. What do we do now? Maybe that's the problem. 163.75 would be nice to pass that number. It would be there. Maybe that would be it. I don't know. I don't know what the word is on this whole dealy. Hall pass with Tina Fey, to each their own. That's right. Maybe it's not moving due to all the crud in our mouses. Maybe that's what it is. Fidelity and Morgan Stanley emails came in too. 163.17 just broke through 163 like butter, like a hot knife through soft butter. We're up there. 163.19 going higher. Now will it go to 163.75 or higher? It's 163.32. It's coming up to the high of the day of 163.75. How does one exchange after hours? I don't know what that means. Same Austrate 163.32 now. Let's go. Did anyone see where Jim Cramer asked for more share offerings from GameStop yesterday? Butter. I just got my proxy voting information on Fidelity. 163.41. Just saw that. Butter. I'd bet it's closer to a billion shares outstanding. IPOE sub 16 again. Aaron, 163.40, 164.59, 164.59. We just jumped $1. We are gone to 165.03. We are flying here. 164 gone, 165 gone, 165.03 right now on the market. 165.38. We are rolling here straight up. We are rolling. Volume 1.118 million all of a sudden. We got some volume. Big move. 164.96 right now. I called it, says buy and hold. Oh no, it's on the move. A butter, like butter. Took a shot and went right up through 165 like it wasn't even there. High of the day. How about them apples? We're up what now? 417. What is it going to do? 1.127 million. Just got some volume through here. This is most interesting, isn't it? Yes. Commerce giggling. Come on, let's go. Suddenly, someone bought 14 shares and the stock moved up $3. Post-market, pre-market trade. I don't know what that means. Halting to the moon. Volume 1.1 million. 164.54 on GameStop. 164.54 right at the moment on GameStop. 164.73. And let's see what it does. Set 97. 164.97. Looks like it's getting ready for another shot. High of 165.48. Will it break it? 164.80 right now. What is happening here? What is going on? Thank you, Trevor, for calling it. 164.80. We need more stingers. We need some more stingers. That's it. What is going on with GameStop? Something's happening. Something's going on. Was it a halt there a minute or so ago? What was that all about? We don't know. Is there something coming up here? No announcements officially been made. 164.59 right now. Volume 1.144 million. So like some volume, but not a gazillion shares going through, but it took a shot. Maybe somebody got bought in. 164.94 again. 164.94. 165.25. We're approaching the high of 165.48. 165.47. 165.47. Just below the high of the day of 165.48. Looks like we just touched 165.75 a moment ago, and I missed it. It's jumping. It's jumping. We don't know why, but it's jumping.
We have some amps here.
We have some amps. We have some cell phone amps that have arrived. Oh boy, we got cell phone amps. This is awesome. We're going to be hitting the mailbox. 165.47, 165.49. Coming on again. 165.49. What is it doing? It's there's something happening here. Something's going on with GameStop. Don't know what it is, but something's going on. GameStop, 165, 31, 25, 31, 49. It's jumping, 165. Volume 1.17 million. 165, 31, 165, 41. What is going on with GameStop? Is it a CEO announcement? Is there rumors about the CEO? 164.80. What is it going to do? 164.80. 165 now. 165.50 is the high. 165 now. What's it gonna do? What you gonna do when the stock goes up? Hey you, hey you, hey, what's it gonna do when it goes to the moon? Anyone else seen a $3 jump? Level 2, lots of sevens. I think I'm going to toast a bagel. Number 7 is trading on both sides of the level. They are moving it to 1250 share sell points. I don't know what that means. 43,500 volume on that green candle. Always when he's about to stop, the stock takes off. 164.65 right now. Stay tuned for huge hedge funds attacks. Stock at 164. What's going on here? 165.25, 164.43. People are excited. We're moving. What's it gonna do when it goes to the moon? Hey ho, hey ho. I thought you said we had some ants, and Bruce got excited. It's time to get a magnifying glass. Zzz. That's what that means. Zzz, zzz, zzz. We're going up. 164.68 right now, up 395 on the day. Woohoo! That's what we got. I almost sold after Bruce's COVID India rant yesterday, but I didn't. The song was majestic of the UB. Take a shot at the title. 164.50. We're paying close attention to the stock. 1.19 million, almost 1.2 million traded now. 164.63 again. Let's see. Chart sure looks awful darn good. I got to tell you, I like charts like this where they go zzz, just like that. You got to love that kind of movement. Thank you very much. What can I say? We are on a roll here. I do know bad boys. Uncle Bruce in overtime. We're in overtime. That's right. We're in overtime. And we had asked Meet Kevin to join us today, but we didn't hear back, unfortunately. But that's okay, Kevin. I know you're busy. And it was just a shot. It was just a wild hope that he would respond shot, that he might have caught the message and thought, hey, I'm gonna join those guys. They sound like they're having fun over there, talking about Kevin Bacon and meeting their dream celebrities and hanging out and stuff. But maybe another time, maybe one of these days we will get together and we'll get Meet Kevin on here. But Meet Kevin might call me up someday. Hey, you want to be on my channel? I'd say yes, I'd be fine. 951 thumbs ups. Thank you for these thumbs ups, everybody. Keep them coming in. I really appreciate it. If you can hit these thumbs up buttons for us and get us over 1,000, that would be just awesome. I would love that. 164.47 right now on the GameStop shares, up 340. No idea why it's moving. It's just moving. And interesting. The markets, the Dow's up 128, so it's moving, and S&P is up 18.9, and the Nasdaq is up 76. So the rest of the market's moving too. GameStop is moving with the rest of the market, kind of like, sort of. And so, okay, let's see what happens. Hey ho, what you gonna do when it goes to the moon? Ferrigan, that was something to watch. Zit, I like that. Zit, let's go, baby. Zit, that was easy, or buzzer. And let's see what's going on. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. About 1.2 million volume. That's all. That's right. We love you, Brucey. Thank you, guys. Yeah, proxy vote. Go out and vote. Absolutely. That move was easy. Really easy.
That was easy.
Oh, that was easy. We love it. We're going to the moon. We love that. Thank you, SBS Bar Essex. It's pandemonium. Dogs and cats getting along. Politicians telling the truth. Mass hysteria. Like I say, well, I have you at 1.3 thousand thumbs ups. Oh, thank you. That's I need to update then. I'm going to refresh my thing. It's obviously behind on the count. 164.68 on the stock. Let's go. 1.3 on how many thumbs ups I have. 1.3, 1,300. Thank you, everybody, for these thumbs ups. And keep them coming and appreciate it all. You guys are beautiful. That is just fantastic. 164.68 on GameStop. 164.68 on GameStop. What's it going to do? Is it going to the moon? 164.68. What is happening? It's just sitting there. Is it halted again? Is it just sitting there? What's going on? Anybody know? Let's see. 25,000 buy order. Let's see. That feeble little buzzer cracks me up every time. I'm going to refresh my thing. It's obviously behind. Yes, Uncle Bruce, bringing the energy. I love the buzzers. We need more. Let's go. I do that all the time. 164.37. Yeah, it's just kind of meandering along right now, but it is up on the day. We don't have news yet, but something's going on. My wife just got the stomach flu. No one is healthy in my family now. Oh no, Leon, hang in there, Leon. 164.51. 164.51. Volume now 1.21 million on the day. 164.50 right at the moment for GameStop shares. What is happening on the GameStop? What you say today on the GameStop shares? We ask, we wonder, we're curious. 164.75 popped again. 164.75. The high of the day I show at 165.50, so it's only 75 cents from the high of the day. And it has been coming on here and holding this gain. What will it do? Let's see here. They are filling all sell orders on the way up. Nothing to buy. GameStop, go. There's nothing for sale. Leon, bro, don't get ill on us. Don't give it to us, please. Let's see. Winners cash checks, Jen, as what Jen says. That's right. Nothing getting reported in the news that the TDA provides when doing a search on GameStop. Nothing's being said. 164.61 right now on the stock. 164.61. There must be a lack of selling. 164.74 now, coming on again. 76 cents away from the high. Anywhere else away from the stomach flu, please don't give it to us. Volume ticks are so slow, it looks like a fractional attack. 164.74. What's going on? And what is it doing? And why is it doing it? Up $4. We like it. The Dow's up 150. We like that. S&P up 20 points almost. We like that. NASDAQ up 72. We like that. IPO is down to 15.95. It's on sale. We don't like that. Still only 1.2 million. It's light, but it's 164.22. What I say? I ask. Yes, we wonder. We all wonder what is going on here. 150 on the gain on the Dow Jones, high of the day. I mean, look at the Dow. This is just like GameStop. Zzz, way up. Look at that. Look at that chart for the Dow. Look at that. Zzz. Pretty nice. Nice indeed. Here's your GameStop. Look at this little chart. Zzz. That's a lovely looking chart for GameStop. Zzz. 164.23. Yeah. AMC unfortunately down 8 cents to 9.31. And Microvision has backed off now 8 cents on the downside. 164.12 on GameStop. 163.96 now, a little under 164. So took a shot, couldn't get a new high. Here it is, a little recoil. Is it going to just recoil and then it's come on again? What's going to happen? Volume 1.23 million. Just not a lot to jump up and down about, but there's something definitely cooking here. Something's a brewing. Wondering about any kind of possible headlines or any kind of possible breaking news or rumors, maybe anything like that. We don't see anything happening here. I can't find any announcements being officially released or mentioned. I got nada. And let's see here. What does this article say? And here we go. An article that I'm looking at here from Investor Place. It says 3 Reddit stocks celebrating 10 million users at Wall Street Bets. The most hyped Reddit stocks on Wall Street Bets forum, they say. And they're talking about GameStop, Tesla, and Microvision. They say GameStop. First up on the list is GameStop, the stock that saw a mind-boggling rally as a result of Wall Street Bets. Here's a short version of what went down. Well, we know what went down now. Let's see. Yeah, we got nothing else here. Then they talk about the Tesla, and then they're talking about Microvision. So they're just talking about history we already know. So that wouldn't have caused the stock to rally or roll or anything like that. So I'm not sure what to make of that. 163.52 right now. So that's not the article I think that had anything to do with our move today. Could have been the article I talked about earlier this morning. It could well be that the article I talked about this morning, where we were mentioning how this stock is trading at 2.2 times sales, when other stocks in the category that this company is in can trade up to 4.5 times sales and even up to 8 or 10 times sales. GameStop at last year's sales for the fiscal year that ended the end of January was $5 billion. The stock is capitalized at $11 billion, and that puts the stock at 163. However, it is possible that this year the sales will be $8 billion this full year coming up. The first quarter we've just had, we're waiting for those results. If that's the case, if this company is truly generating $8 million in sales and they're going to trade at 2.2 times earnings, that would put the market cap at over $17 billion, which would put the stock at about $250 a share. However, a company that goes from 5-something billion to 8 billion in sales and could be going into the 10 billion range, aggressively growing its sales and everything else, you're going to trade at a higher multiple than 2.2. That's at the bottom end of the scale here. You start trading at 4 times earnings and put 10 billion sales on the books, you are a 40 billion market cap company. And in this case, we are talking over $550 a share. Trade at 6 times sales and start averaging the average, getting kind of to an average range. We're talking 60 billion in market cap. We're talking 800 or 900 a share. So at 163.23, we're on sale, and maybe that's the word that's getting out. Maybe that is what's leaking out right now, where people are going, this thing is trading way too low, and it's time for us to get in here and grab this stuff. That could well be happening right now as we are hanging out together on this show. Kids, the stock 163.46. What can I tell you? We've got an update going here, and we don't know how far it'll go, but we like it. 1,400 thumbs ups now. Thank you, everybody, for that. Appreciate it. 163.41 on the last trade. Volume on the day now is, let's see, GameStop volume 1.26 million shares, very light, and a 268 gain. Doing all right. We can't be blaming that. Can't be complaining. Interesting stuff. We'll just stay on it, see what's going on. All right. More comments coming in here. You know what? IPOE is down because I bought more this morning. Glad I could do that for you guys. Just added 75 more on IPOE. Maybe someone in Asia just got a huge buy order and it had to go, and it went through. Yes, there are seven buy and sell orders up and down both sides of level 2 order book. Voting proxy numbers have been giving out on Fidelity. Go vote, people. Look at the candles. Just sold my Chipotle stock and got some GameStop. Let's see. Just took profit on Cisco and bought GHVI on the dip. There you go. Let's see, Bruce. If you are for GameStop, you should be encouraging viewers to vote for their shares. GameStop Goldberg. Anyone else like peanut M&Ms? Man, they're good. 163.26. Let's see. Travis. Come on. If you have been watching the channel, you would know what he is for. Sure, I'll take a few peanut M&Ms. Kind of been here since January. So Travis, Bruce, I think our super stock sometimes provides better and more GameStop information than Wall Street Bets. Let's see here. Over here at Travis, Kayla Bruce doesn't cover any of the good DD from Reddit and doesn't read filings. We pay memberships. I get better info from Reddit, to be completely honest. Oh, Trevor, maybe you're just here for my personality and you just like my smile and the fun we have and the good times. Sometimes I don't do the due diligence that others do because I'm not a due diligencer. I'm a guy that talks about the stock markets in plain English, and I'll cover it the way I like to cover it. I love all of you who are here enjoying it. I love you guys. Everyone to get their votes in. The last broker I was waiting on sent me my proxy information this morning, so I've gotten all my shares voted. Today is congressional hearing, maybe? I don't know. This show has turned into selling mugs and shirts and other junk and reading comments, as Travis saying. Travis doesn't like us. He hates us now. And all this is a shill channel. That's all we do. We're just shillers. That's all I'm doing. And I don't cover the markets anymore. I don't talk about the fact that the Dow's up 144 points. I don't cover the fact that the S&P is up 21, the NASDAQ is up 84, and oil's up 41 cents. I don't talk about that anymore. All I talk about is what he was saying. There you have it. I guess that's what it is, Trevor. Travis, I guess that's it. What can I say? How all do you see GameStop flipping up and down sometimes? It just does. It's just going to do this. I don't like, Travis, if you don't like it, you can go. Travis, why all the fun? You making a choice to be here? Uncle Bruce here to give his knowledge, opinion, not others. It's all about balance and the time you spend. Go where it feeds you. Did you bring enough peanut M&Ms to share with all of us? Did you bring enough for everybody? Anyway, what can I say? Fluffy, hey, look, if you got issues, prefer other platforms, channels, then go for it. No one's forcing you to watch here. Travis, whatever. Trevor, what can I say? This movement is weird. I voted. Y'all need a friend in line. Laughing out loud, says buy and hold. What else is going on? Whoa, small head rush. It's just a mind game. Travis B. Bruce has it well covered. He's not here to do our due diligence. That's our job. Well, what can I say? Just what can I say? People are picking on Travis. I don't want people picking on Travis. Let's go. Hey, Leon, hey, took advantage of the moment to get 3 more shares at 163. Hopefully my wife is too sick to freak out. 162.50, unfortunately. But you got the good stock. You got the better stock. Anyway, what else? Thanks for your donation, Travis. Well, what can I say? We are hanging right in there, 162. I keep reading that IPOE is heavily shorted. Is that true? It's not heavily, but 30% is short. Yeah, there's a short position. Stock's going to go. I think so. Okay, Travis, thumbs down. Bruce, thumbs ups. I knew a Travis once, says John. Wally's World, we love you, Travis. I love you, brother. Stay strong. This is hard for all of us, Wally says. Jake, listening to Bruce talk for hours a day is doing my due diligence for me. Frank, Travis can pick on Travis can pick on you, but we can't pick on him. Ha. Travis is obviously not a long-time listener. Uncle B, mind control still forcing people against their will to watch. I got that. Liz, we can just do our best to ask Bruce good questions after we read great due diligence on Reddit. There's that too. 162.18 on the stock. Y'all need a friend. Amen, Wally. Amen, Wally. Ron, Bruce, say scissors in the chat for Travis. I don't know what that means. It's 162.45 on the stock, up $1.72. Just not going anywhere. It went 165.75. Now it's sitting here. Will it take another run? I don't know. 1.33 million. What can I say? That's what we're doing. I'm doing a little overtime here. 3:26 into the hour, but I think we're calming down a bit here. No announcement, no news, nothing official being said. Could well be the Congress is in session. Maybe that's helping the stock. I don't know. We'll watch it. I'll be back on today at 3 o'clock this afternoon. How about that? I'll be back on at 3 o'clock, and I look forward to seeing you then. And we'll hang out for the last hour of the day, plus the first hour of the aftermarket. Hopefully the stock will take another shot. We'll go to the 170s and the 180s by the time I come back, and then we'll just talk it all the way up through the 200s today. How about that? Wouldn't that be fun? I'm up for that. If that's what it wants to do, I'm there. The Dow is up 154, S&P up 22, NASDAQ up 85. What can I say? Yeah, that's it. Uncle Bruce has the voice that soothes the soul. I listen to him while I'm asking where slices of cucumbers. Okay. See you at 3, buddy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sneezing now. See y'all later, everybody. Yes. Have a good break, everybody. And we'll be back. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Thank you, guys. Haha, Charles. Thanks, Bruce. See you at 3 o'clock. Thank you for the thumbs ups today, everybody. Appreciate those. Coming in now at 1,400 and counting. And another sneeze. Thank you, everybody. As we try to hang on here, 162.62, a little better. We're higher, a little better. Okay, we like it. Thank you all for that. Let's hope it goes to the moon, and we'll cover that blast off and journey later today. And thank you, everybody. Take it easy, man. And guys, take care. Take care. Bless you and Gesundheit. That's right. That's exactly it. All right, guys. We'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Go GameStop. And we'll talk to you later. Bye for now.